Thomason. Northern Gaza shaken by massive explosions as Israel presses ahead with attacks on terrorist infrastructure, saying that some 450 sites have been hit in the past day alone. The BBC's Rushdie Abu-Alouf is in southern Gaza.
It was very intense strikes. Maybe the people in Gaza say the biggest since the start of this war. About 450 targets were hit across the Gaza Strip, but the main focus of the strikes were northwest and southwest of Gaza, where the Israeli expanding its ground operation, and now they said they are in control of the coastal road, isolating Gaza completely. It was a very tough night with the communication being suspended, mobile phones were off.
The Hamas terror attack that set off the war occurred 1 month ago. Russia reporting the successful test of an intercontinental ballistic missile designed to carry nuclear warheads. That missile launched from a new submarine.
The report comes as tensions are soaring between Russia and the West over the fighting in Ukraine. Adding to the tensions, President Vladimir Putin last week signed a bill revoking the Kremlin's ratification of a global nuclear test ban in a move that Moscow says was needed to establish parity with the United States. In the meantime, the Defense Ministry says this test was conducted in Russia's northern White Sea and hit a target in the far eastern region of Kamchatka. Jason Walker reporting.
Former President Trump due on the stand today to testify at his civil fraud trial in New York City. On social media, Mr. Trump has skewered the presiding judge as a radical left Democrat operative who's already ruled viciously against him. On Wall Street, Dow futures up 4 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
This Friday,
Harry, God has chosen you to have a son, the King of all kings.
The greatest story ever told is now an epic Christmas musical for the whole family.
You truly believe that this child is the chosen one. What is his name?
Jesus.
Journey to Bethlehem. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. In theaters everywhere this Friday. Soundtrack also available. Get tickets now at journeytobethlehem.com.
Relief Factor, pain relief that's natural, pain relief that works, and pain relief that attacks the source of the pain. That's the experience of tens of thousands of Americans who are taking Relief Factor right now. See their incredible video endorsements at relieffactor.com and then order your 3-week quick starter pack for just $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. Find out if it can work for you like it works for me by ordering your 3-week quick starter pack today. Relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com. Be the next success story.
A Nobel Peace Prize recipient from Iran has launched a hunger strike at a jail in Tehran.
Narges Mohammadi's family say she's protesting against limits on medical care for herself and other inmates, as well as the obligation for Iranian women to wear the hijab in public places, which she refuses to do. In response, prison authorities are refusing to transfer Miss Mohammadi, who suffers from heart and lung conditions, to an outside hospital for medical care. The veteran rights activist and Nobel laureate was first arrested 22 years ago and has spent much of the last 2 decades in jail. She began her latest spell in prison in 2021 and hasn't seen her children, who are now based in France, for 8 years.
That's the BBC's Mike Thompson. South Africa's government has recalled its ambassador and diplomatic mission to Israel in response to the bombardment of the Gaza Strip, calling it a genocide. News and analysis, townhall.com. The U.S. Supreme Court hearing arguments this week in a challenge to a law prohibiting people with domestic violence restraining orders from possessing guns.
The challenge to the 1994 law is the first one involving guns to reach the justices since their landmark decision last year that expanded gun rights. The gun violence prevention group Brady says that the law has blocked nearly 77,800 firearm sales over the last 25 years. Challenging the law is Zaki Rahimi, a Texas man whose case reached the high court after prosecutors appealed a ruling that threw out his conviction for possessing guns while subject to a restraining order. Donna Warner, Washington.
2 senators from Maine, Susan Collins and Angus King, asking the U.S. Army Inspector General to provide a full accounting of interactions with a reservist before he fatally shot 18 people at a bowling alley and a restaurant in Lewiston. More on these stories at townhall.com.
in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That will be me, Mike Winters. Happy Monday, everybody.
Yes, welcome back.
Welcome to it. Welcome back to you.
Oh, thank you.
Had a nice little weekend of R&R for you.
It was quite a lot. First of all, you forget just how expansive this state actually is.
Got a lot.
That you can just keep going and going and going, and then you're like, I'm still in New Mexico. But yeah, no, it was nice. We went to Truth or Consequences.
Yeah. Enjoyed
some time at the hot spring. Actually, on the way down, got to indulge in one of my favorite places in the state at the original Owl Bar and Cafe in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get you a green chili cheeseburger?
I did, in fact, double meat.
Nice.
And boy, did I destroy that thing.
Oh,
you forget just how amazing that place is.
It is. I want to do this. I've never done it. I want to get a steak there one time.
You know what?
I just, every single time I go there, I get the burger.
Right.
And the burger's delightful, but I gotta imagine that grill that they cook the cheeseburgers on, they also cook steaks on.
Yep.
I imagine the steaks are probably pretty good.
You know, I saw it on the menu and I thought of you too. I was like, nah, I gotta go with the burger. Gotta go with that burger. But no, it's you can always trust the cuisine at a place when you order a soda and they bring you the can and a cup of ice.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be a good day.
This is gonna be good.
Yeah.
And then I checked after the fact. Do you know the population of San Antonio, New Mexico, is 9?
Really?
Yeah, I thought it would have been a lot bigger. Like at
they
least
had like
1,000
100 or two, maybe a couple hundred.
I thought 1,000 because it's not huge, but there has to be 9 people just working at the Owl Bar.
Yeah.
Wow. We missed it. We missed it. Is it important? Are they calling about our extended warranty?
I think it's Christian. They might be here to pick up something for Teacher of the Month.
Possibly.
I don't want to answer the phone because I'm doing a show.
It'll go away.
Yeah. It might be Christian downstairs picking up the things in the room over here.
For the Roswell High Teacher of the Month.
Yes.
Oh, the month.
I bet that's what's going on there. So I just saw the name and recognized the person. So.
But after that, continue down to Truth or Consequences. We stayed at a place called the Pelican.
Okay.
That's ringing in my room. We stayed at the Pelican, which it's a very interesting property because the Pelican takes up like 3 or 4 blocks of downtown.
Okay.
There are like 6 different places. It's like we checked in and they walked us down the block. Like I was like, are we going to a restaurant? What's happening? Then down this like alleyway and around the corner to where our room was.
Yeah.
But I mean, for what we paid, it was phenomenal. It's $85 per night. And it was 2 full like bedroom areas. One with TV, one that was closer to kind of the bathroom.
So you did have a TV and everything.
We did.
See, I was kind of wondering about that because I figured with the spa and all that it's kind of like turn off the electronics.
Matter of fact, when we got there, they were actually replacing the TV that they had in there before with a brand new TV. So we had a brand new TV with DirecTV and all that. We didn't turn on once because we were, doing spa stuff. So, but unlimited soaks, as many as you wanted. The tubs were awesome. They're concrete tubs, but I mean, the water feels phenomenal.
Nice.
But I mean, it was unlimited with the price of our stay. But we ended up going to another place and paying extra for an additional soak because they had tubs on the rooftop.
Nice.
Is that who it was?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, on the rooftop. So we went at like 9:30 at night and did a rooftop soak, and that's if I can make a recommendation, that's how you should experience it.
Yeah,
it is.
As long as the weather
awesome.
cooperates.
Yeah. Well, and that was the cool part was it was nice and cool on the on the outside. So it was kind of that juxtaposition of I'm gonna dip down and get warm, then I'm gonna get up and get cool.
Right.
It was
that
nice.
part, as long as it's not raining,
yeah,
on the roof, the one time it rains, that'd be the day I show up.
Right. And I got to, because I promised I would, shout out a place that we tried called Passion Pie, which is a restaurant downtown. It's a breakfast place. Well, breakfast, I think lunch, they had some lunch stuff, but bar none, the best quiche I've ever had in my entire life.
Nice.
It was so, and I know that's not a manly thing to say, but I went to the
a lot of people like quiche.
I went to the bathhouses this weekend. I wasn't going for manliness. But yeah, it was, I mean, it was knock your socks off.
Nice.
If you ever had like from the Buttery up in Ruidoso, it's like that times 10.
Oh, wow.
It's real good.
Nice. Well, sounds like a good time. A future trip planned, maybe?
Absolutely. I fully recommend going down and checking out Pelican or the Charles is where we got the rooftop.
Okay.
And they're all really nice facilities. Very upscale, very clean.
Yeah.
And they kind of have that like 60s, 70s New Mexico charm where like the walls on the inside are stucco and it's very clean and just a nice experience all around.
Cool. Well, good deal.
I would recommend it.
Kim and I want to do that move, and we just haven't yet. So now it kind of.
Here's the move: if you're gonna go, go on the off season. And I figured like right now would have been the season because you want it cool but not cold when you soak. But summertime apparently is their on season, which I guess makes sense because vacation season. But go like right now.
Okay.
It's off season. The rates are incredibly low, and people are just super happy to have somebody in town for a change.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, recommended.
Weekend getaway.
Stamp of approval.
Yeah, good deal. Well, thank you. I think that's definitely something I want to check out. Definitely something good. We got a busy weekend. Don't forget.
Yes.
We do now know how the football's all going to work out here this week. Your Roswell Coyotes, of course, they're the 1 seed. They're going to be facing familiar opponents from here on out, the way it looks like. They are going to square off against the number 9 seed Mayfield, of course, a district opponent. Mayfield defeated Gadsden on Friday, 13-12. Mayfield's the 9 seed. Gadsden's the 8 seed. So Roswell will now square off against the 9 seed, the Mayfield Trojans. That game will be Friday night, 7 p.m. at the Wool Bowl. We will have that game for you right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. We are trying to procure video rights. It is the playoffs. We have to go and purchase them. We will know probably later today whether that will be happening. I will tell you this.
Broadcast audio.
Yes, we would definitely have the radio. I'm going to tell you it's probably a good chance we'll have video for both.
Is it a local game?
Yeah, it's going to be at the Wool Bowl.
Here at the Wool Bowl.
It'll be right here at the Wool Bowl. All the games.
That's mind blowing that we have to fight for the rights for our home field.
Once it hits the playoffs, then NMAA has all the rights for that.
Well, NMAA, y'all's is stupid.
So we're finding out today whether we have the rights to purchase the rights. Well, then they'll let us do it. So we're pretty sure what that's going to happen, but we don't have it locked in yet. Well, we will by today. So,
but regardless, we'll have audio with scoreboard at ksvptv.com if nothing else.
And we're working on getting on the video side for you.
Goddard taking on
Goddard.
Deming.
Yes, Goddard is your 4 seed. They will play Saturday at 1 o'clock at the Wool Bowl. They are taking on Deming, who are the 5 seed. Deming defeated the 12th seed Berlin on Friday, 40-3. So Deming will take on Goddard. That game will be at the Wool Bowl Saturday at 1 p.m. Don't forget, Saturday morning is also the Veterans Parade, which will kick off on the courthouse lawn at 9 a.m. They're going to have the parade start with the ceremony, and then the parade, which will be on Main Street moving north, which will end at the Wool Bowl parking lot. So they'll be there till probably about noon, and then right after that, it's going to shift to football over there.
Right.
So if you come on out, go to the Vets Parade, hang on out and come to the Wool Bowl parking lot for some after Veterans Parade festivities, food and what have you. Then kick off your tailgating and get on in there and watch the big game on Saturday.
Nice.
But again, same situation. We definitely will have radio coverage, 106.1 FM Fiero for you.
Yep.
We are working on the video rights, just like we are with Roswell. We'll probably get them, but we don't have them yet, so we'll know for sure probably later today.
Right.
And then finally, the Artesia Bulldogs also they're the number 2 seed in the playoffs here. They enjoyed a bye week.
Yes, and now they're taking on Los Alamos.
Yes, they will also play on Saturday at 1 p.m. in the Bulldog Bowl in Artesia. The 2 seed Artesia Bulldogs are going to take on the 7th seed Los Alamos. They defeated the 10th seed Highland 49-13 on Friday. So
going to be a good one.
Here's the deal. So for your Roswell Coyotes, they're going to be facing district opponents on out, unless things happen. Assuming things will go the way they go. So if Roswell wins, Goddard win this weekend. That means Roswell and Goddard will square off in the semifinals next weekend.
Yep.
That'll be at the Wool Bowl. Roswell will be the home team.
Right.
And then obviously if one or both of those teams lose, then they're done. Here. Artesia, if they win, they will face either Piedra Vista or Valley next week. And then either face Roswell and Goddard, assuming. So if you look at it, if Roswell wins out, they're going to be taking on Goddard and then Artesia. If Goddard wins out, it'll be Deming, Roswell, then Artesia. If Artesia wins out, it's going to be they're going to beat Los Alamos, then either Piedra Vista and Valley, and then either Goddard or Roswell in the championship.
So it's going to be a whole lot of rematches.
Probably. Now they got to play the games and all of that. But if they go by rankings and all that, and higher seeds, and if you play it out that way, then it'll probably be a Roswell Artesia championship game. But they still got to play the game.
I know, but you just
Goddard's got something to say about that. Like, no, wait, no, we're not.
Hold on.
We got something here. So we do have a full slate there.
You want to talk about a slobber knocker?
Yeah.
I'm telling you what, these next if Roswell makes it through this weekend, their next set of games is going to be just some phenomenal opponents.
Yeah, so we're looking at all of that beginning Friday night and Saturday Wool Bowl and Saturday at Wool Bowl and at the Bulldog Bowl.
Yes,
we'll have all of that for you.
Boost Bowl.
That's right. Let me give you the rundown for today's show.
Oh yeah,
we're going to replay some interviews here in just a minute. We're going to replay an interview we had with Barbara Gomez on Friday from Main Street Roswell, talking about Black Friday and Shop Small Saturday, and we're getting into that season now that we're full into November.
I listened to that interview actually on my way out.
Oh, nice. And then in the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to replay our interview with Andrea Moore from the Chamber. She's talking about their November events and things happening at the Chamber. There's a plethora of those. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to replay our interview we had last week with Crystal and John Noble from Roswell Seed. Just get an update on plantings and what have you in the fall time frame. So we'll play that for you in the 9 o'clock hour. Plus, we'll have all of your features that include the news of the local and national variety, your Wall Street business updates, your Roswell livestock report with Mr. Smiley Wooten here in just a few minutes, and whatever else we can come up with for today's show. Before we do any of that, let's take a gander at your weather. Warm temps, nice for the most part this week.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty warm for the next few days. We get a big cool down coming up on Thursday with a cold front headed in. For now, we'll be in the upper 80s on the afternoon high. Lots of sunshine with high pressure overhead. Down to 50 and clear for the overnight hours. We'll be hitting the upper 80s again on Tuesday. Sunny and a little bit more breezy. Low 80s on Wednesday, 60 Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 46 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity's at 47%. Winds currently out of the southwest at 3 miles per hour. Warm for a good hunk of this week. We're going to be 89, so pushing 90 today in sunny skies. Winds will be out of the south, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Skies will be clear tonight with an overnight low of 47 degrees. West winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tuesday, sunny, 89 for a high. Winds will be out of the northwest 5 to 10, increasing 10 to 15 later in the day. Tomorrow night, clear skies, overnight low of 53, southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, sunny and 84. Southwest winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, they're saying there's a 20% chance of some showers early, otherwise partly cloudy. Highs only near 60, so we're going to see a cold front drop in Wednesday night. There may be some of the breezes Wednesday because 60 with a 20% chance of rain on Thursday. Friday, we're looking at sunny skies, highs near 60. For your Veterans Day on Saturday, 62 for a high, which means it'll be a little chilly Saturday morning, but probably good for football Saturday afternoon, and then, of course, Friday night as well, too. And then Sunday, sunny skies and 64. So 80s for first half of the week, 60s for the second half. All right, it is 7:20. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll play our interview with Barbara Gomez from Main Street Roswell on the other side. Don't go away.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. A big November run this week with a nice selection of all classes of cattle, especially high-quality native calves, light yearlings, bred cows. We expect to sell 2,200 head. Break it down like this: 350, 400 weighing cows and bulls, 250, 300 pairs and bred cows, 1,500, 1,600 calves and yearlings. Today's sale will include 100 bred cows and 12 cow-calf pairs. Emo Keeney & Sons, Cornudas, Texas. X-quality black white-face Angus cross cows bred to Angus bulls 7 to 10 years old. 25 bred cows, Mr. J. Houston, Quemada, New Mexico. Ex-quality black white-face Angus cross cows bred to Angus bulls 7 to 10 years old. 41 bred cows, Mr. Bill Rye, Estancia, New Mexico. Ex-quality black white-face Angus cross cows bred to Angus bulls, cows 5 to 10 years old. 43 calves, Mr. Chris Encina, Moriarty. Ex-quality black white-face Angus cross calves, cattle weighed 45 days, 2 rounds of shots, 400, 550 pounds. 41 yearlings, Mr. Ron Parker at Hobbs. Excellent quality black white-face Angus yearlings, cattle weighed 90 plus days, Bow Shield Gold 7-way, 600, 750 pounds. 65 calves, Emo Keeney & Sons, Cornudas. Ex-quality black white-face Angus crossbred calves, shots at Brandon, medium condition, 400, 600 pounds. Also 19 calves off this same consignment in the 250, 300 pound weight range. 44 calves, Mr. Gene Jaquez Gallinas, New Mexico. Excellent quality black and red Angus crossbred calves, 1 round of shots, medium condition, 375, 550 pounds. 76 calves, Doug Davis, Tier C, New Mexico. Ex-quality black white-face Angus crossbred calves, cattle weighed 45 days, 2 rounds of shots, 375, 500 pounds. 43 calves, Marion Valencia over Duran, New Mexico. Ex-quality black white-face Angus cross calves, shots at Brandon, 400, 600 pounds. 102 calves, Red Dock Farm, Belen, New Mexico. Good quality Santa Gertrudis calves, cattle weighed 75 days, 2 rounds of shots, 400, 500 pounds. 113 calves, Circle Bar Ranch, Balmorhea, Texas. Ex-quality black white-face Angus crossbred calves, shots at Brandon, 450, 600 pounds. And 133 calves, Klein Cattle Company, Marfa, Texas. Excellent quality black white-face Charolais crossbred calves, shots at Brandon, 450, 600 pounds. Sale time this morning will be at 8:30. Make note, 8:30 start time. Pairs and bred cows 11. Calves and yearlings near 1 o'clock. We expect to sell 2,200 head here today. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
From morning runs to playing with grandkids, taking part in activities brings great joy to our lives, but it can also come with injuries. And for those in physically demanding jobs, the daily grind can wear on muscles, bones, and joints and lead to acute and long-term disorders. If you're suffering from an orthopedic injury, let our Artesia General Hospital specialists help. The sooner you address the root cause, the sooner you'll be back to living life in motion. Learn more at artesiageneral.com/orthopedics.
Honey, read this. Seems Councilman Barry Foster didn't pay his water bill for over 2 years, owing almost $2,000.
How? They would have cut his water off.
State mandates the water service couldn't be cut during COVID.
This says the Fosters make around $150,000 a year, and they refuse to pay their water bill?
Since Barry Foster's been on city council, city debt has tripled. With rising crime, he voted against hiring 5 new police officers.
And the city delayed vital repairs to our drinking water system. Now, repairs repair costs have skyrocketed.
It's time for a change.
Change by voting for Carlos Marujo.
He's a supervisor at Eastern New Mexico U. Carlos knows how inflation impacts Roswell's working families.
Carlos Marujo will demand Roswell live within its means. He respects taxpayers.
We can't afford 16 years of Councilman Barry Foster.
Our Values PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising. Paid for by Our Values PAC. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Today we're going to give you the 5th key to a great marriage, taken from Drs. Les and Leslie Perot. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage. The 5th key is commitment. Living the love you promised.
Galatians 6:9 says, "And let us not get tired of doing what is right, for after a while we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't get discouraged and give up." You know, one of the keys to commitment is just deciding in your heart, I'm never giving up on God, I'm never giving up on my marriage, I'm never giving up on my family.
Commitment is a promise made and kept by two imperfect people. It's good for our kids to see that problems happen and we're committed to solving them together.
If you want all 5 keys to a great marriage, you can go to our website at jomconference.com.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 1 in 3 snake bite victims is drunk. 1 in 5 is tattooed. Hold my beer and check this out. Here's Mike Winters.
Joining us in studio. And good morning. It is 19 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning from Main Street, Roswell, Barbara Gomez back with us.
Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody today?
Good. How are you doing?
Wow, it's been a really busy week.
Yeah.
A lot going on with Main Street, a lot going on in the community. You know, you think that the things start slowing down after 4th of July, but you know, they don't.
No.
They actually rev up.
They kind of do, I mean, especially like on the courthouse lawn with activities.
On the courthouse lawn with so many things going on, and not only for Main Street, but the community at large.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's just a lot going on. And so we're excited that it's finally cool around here.
Yeah.
So yay for that. Kind of gets us in the mood for, like you were talking about, Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
Get in the mood for some things coming up in November. And so today I want to tell you guys a little bit about what's going on Main Street and throughout the community for this month.
Absolutely.
There's a lot. I'm sorry if I missed some of you guys. There's a lot going on.
And here's the beauty of it. Like tomorrow, for instance, they're having the Alzheimer's walk here on the courthouse lawn.
They are.
Get out there, and when you're done, come and walk around a little bit more and shop and maybe have lunch at one of the restaurants or visit one of the local merchants down there. I guarantee you're going to find some cool stuff at one of them. You know,
oh, absolutely. We got lots of great stuff.
After you're done, because I think they're going to be wrapping up about noon, and just walk around and see some of the stores and stuff that are hanging out there.
But for sure, participate in that Alzheimer's walk.
Absolutely.
I know I'm also part of Kiwanis, and last time we walked in honor of Vernon Dyer, and he has since passed away, but we are still walking in his honor. He's a great guy, and people suffer with that, and it's a debilitating, disease, and it's important for all of us to remember.
Unfortunately, it all right now, everyone diagnosed ends the same way, and they're trying to fix that. So come out and support us.
Yeah, support them.
Absolutely.
But along with that, actually starting this month, all month long, in case you didn't see it in front of the Roswell Daily Record this morning, the Operation Green Light is in effect already.
Yes.
And so if you don't know what that is,
this is something the county does.
Well, it's actually nationwide.
Yes. The county participates, and that's what you see a lot around downtown.
That's what you see around downtown. But I want to encourage everyone in the community, specifically on Main Street, for you to put a green light out there, at least one bulb. Put something out there. This signifies, this is by shining a green light, we aim to let veterans know that they are seen, appreciated, and supported. And so I've always worked with veterans, and so it's a huge thing for me.
Absolutely.
Like you, I'm on the 4th floor of the JP White building, so it's kind of hard to shine a light. But, if you have a storefront or if you have a building with 2 or 3, floors, maybe you can put a green light in one of those.
Absolutely.
So think about doing that.
And if you do, look, maybe you're out shopping this evening, and you might notice that the courthouse lawn's all lit up green. That's why.
That is why. It's Operation Green Light. And also, if you don't know where to get a green light, they do have some at Ace Hardware. I called this morning to make sure, and they do have some there. So if you need to get a light bulb. Also, that ushers in our November 11th Veterans Parade.
Yes, which is 1 week from tomorrow.
It's 1 week from tomorrow.
Yes.
And so we always want to support our local veterans. We appreciate them for sure.
Yeah, 9 a.m.
Is it 9 a.m.? I was thinking that's what it was, 9 a.m.
We're going to start on the courthouse lawn there at 9 a.m. and then we'll have the ceremony, and then the parade will move towards the Wool Bowl.
Towards the Wool Bowl, yes.
And then we're going to have a gathering at the Wool Bowl, so come there.
Oh, nice.
And we're going to have booths.
I think you guys did that last year.
Yeah,
didn't
last
you?
couple years.
It turned out really nice going out there.
We got several involved. There's going to be, I know the Charlie's Angels have
nice.
just
They're always
agreed
fun.
on, the Riders. We're locking down. People are it's going to be a big event next Saturday. So
Cool.
we would invite and love to have the community come out and support.
And is that Post 61, or are you guys teaming up with?
It's teaming up with American Legion. It's both our Post 28 and Post 61.
Oh, good.
And are involved. And I think even some of the VFW guys are serving on the committee that helps with that.
Good.
So it's a multi-veteran group that's doing it. So.
And I know throughout the community, people are doing their own thing in churches and even the hospitals.
High schools and
high schools.
Yeah.
So everybody's doing that. So it's always great to know what's happening.
Yeah, get involved in those next week. Various schools. I know Goddard's is next Thursday. I think Roswell's is Friday. Please support those two.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about them next week.
Well, we do have a few things happening here in Roswell as well, specifically on Main Street on that specific day. So the farmhouse also on November the 11th will be hosting a pop-up at the farmhouse.
Oh, cool.
On 2nd Street. So if you don't know where that's at, if you go down Main and take a left going east on 2nd Street, they're right there on the right. And good parking there, close to the building.
For older folks like me, don't understand the young lingo here. Pop-ups are kind of like when you...
where they host an artist or host something inside their own store.
Yeah.
So they'll be
It's like a special, unique event that and they call them like a pop-up sale or pop-up event.
Sure.
And so if you're not privy to the lingo,
like that.
that's what they're talking about.
That's what that is. But she's going to have local artists and permanent jewelry on sale. I'm not sure what that is on site. But then right across the street from her is a new shop. If you guys have not noticed it, it's the farmhouse. I'm going to say, what is it called? It's called...
it's right across from the farmhouse on 2nd there?
Yeah. And it's called... why did I have... Oh, Farm and Ranch Candle Company.
Oh, nice.
That's what it's called. Where the old... what is it? A CrossFit used to be?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That is now the farmhouse... the Farm and Ranch Cattle Company.
Right.
And Juanita there has some great things in there. And she offered to do some pop-ups right after the, what is it? The, what we do, what I'm saying, what is that called? Farm and Garden. That we do, every Saturday.
Yeah.
So that ended.
Oh, yeah.
That ended 2 weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago, yeah.
It ended a couple of weeks ago.
That's the reason why the Alzheimer's Walk is at 9 in the morning on the courthouse lawn, because there's no farmer's market.
Yeah, there's no farmer's market. And so that ended. And so Juanita opened up there at her Farm and Ranch Candle Company.
Okay.
She's
so if you visited her on Saturday mornings, now she's got a brick and mortar.
Yeah, she's hosting them, like you said, like a pop-up.
Yeah.
So she not only does she have the candles and what she has going on there, she will also have some items from other people, jewelry and a few other things in there. I don't know how large it is in there, but anyway.
And this Saturday they're doing all that?
Yeah, that's on, it's November 11th.
So next Saturday, 1 week from tomorrow.
Actually, the Farm and Ranch Candle Company has been doing that now. I think it started maybe a week or a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
So they're going to continue doing that.
Okay, so pop in this weekend, pop in next weekend.
Yeah, they'll be doing that.
And, 'tis the season to Christmas shop, even if you end up spending more for yourself than gifts. So,
yeah, that's true.
So between Farmhouse on 2nd and the Farm and Ranch Candles here, you should, if you love that decor, Southwest decor.
Get your gifts going already. Get it done.
Probably will have everything you need between the two of them. So.
And if you don't get it done, guess what's coming up? It's Shop Small Saturday.
That's right. Your Shop Small, Black Friday, all that's coming up this
It's coming
weekend,
up November the 25th. And so on November the 25th, I know that Farmhouse will be doing something. They're going to be participating. Cameron over at She's a Dandy is gathering up a few folks together on Main Street to do something specifically for Shop Small.
Cool.
And so we're working on a few things, and I'm probably going to have to come back, Mike,
Absolutely.
to give you the whole list of who's going to be participating.
We'll definitely get you in as we get close to that week and remind everybody, hey, when you're done comatosing from your turkey, there's going to be some great stuff on Saturday and Friday for you to check out.
For you to check out. And so we're going to be trying to get food trucks on every block. We're going to try to get some music and some things going. I know that Rob, one of our board members, he's going to be working with El Toro Bravo We're hoping to have a block party on First Street.
If they're providing food for a block party, I'm in.
Yeah, really. You know,
baked goods or tacos, it don't matter.
I mean, it doesn't matter. They've got the panaderia there. Yeah. They've got the chicken place there.
Isn't it Biscuitita season?
It is. It is.
Right.
That's my favorite.
They got some of the best.
Have you had their little white powdered wedding cookies at El Toro Bravo Bakery?
I don't think I've had those. I've had some of their other stuff. Everything I've had.
Empanadas, you name it. They're delicious. But we are working on that, so we'll give you more information. That's why I can't give you too much right now. We're still waiting on some permits. But we're hoping to have music going on there, some fun games and different things on that block of First Street. We're also planning on across the street, maybe possibly hosting some country music.
Okay.
So that's going to be on Saturday, November the 25th. So after Thanksgiving, while you have family members here, you need to come downtown.
Sure, you need to get a space and get out a little bit. Maybe, de-stress a little bit from family visits.
Yeah, just have
come
fun.
on, kick back, do a little shopping, enjoy some music.
And by then, you're ready for some Mexican food, you guys. Because after eating turkey for a couple of days,
you're like,
okay, where's the green chili?
I need red and green, and I need something in a tortilla, please.
Something in a tortilla, please. And so on that day, they'll be giving away, like Josh at Moonman will give away stickers on Friday and pins on sale all weekend, 2 for $18. So the gallery, let's see, the Eclectic Treasures. I mean, everybody has a little something going on that weekend. And so anyway, the other thing that's going on is books again. In November sales, our hardcover books are on sale for $1. Gold Star and quality gift items are $5 or less. They have $5 bag sales November the 15th, 28th, 29th, and 30th.
And if you're not familiar with Books Again, they are the official store of the Friends of the Roswell Public Library.
And so they have all kinds of books.
Yeah, and what they do is all the money they raise goes back to programs at the library. It's a nonprofit organization. It's a nonprofit business that they do. And basically, like when they have guest lecturers or if they have like Dia de los Muertos and things, some of the money they raise from that goes to support those projects and things.
How cool is
that?
So
if you donate books there and buy books there, you're helping the library. Sometimes there's books that come out of the library that are still kind of serviceable, but they're starting
to be replaced.
And so they'll donate and they'll sell them again at the Books Again there. And those bag sales, whenever they have one, please, you can, especially if you got kids and you're trying to create a child's library, you pay them $5. You can fill an entire library of kids' books for $5
and
in those
there's nothing
bags.
better than getting kids to start reading and loving to read early. If you have not, just to kind of give you a little bit about Main Street, our corridor starts over here on 8th Street, right next to McDonald's. This is on Main Street,
right,
and it ends on Alameda. And we also go east and west. So we encompass Virginia and Richardson, and actually on the Virginia side, all the way up to the Railroad District.
Okay.
Is part of the Main Street corridor.
It's more than just Main Street.
It's more than just Main Street. And so if you go down that...
it's like, I need more pockets.
Yeah, so, that's kind of a fun, cool place. And then, of course, you go one block over, there's Ancient of Days. They also have some... geodes, I think.
They got a lot of cool stuff.
They have a lot of cool stuff that you can get a rock and break it in half and see what's inside of it.
Yeah.
They're just really, really cool.
Yeah, if you love like tchotchkes and collectibles and things like that, all those businesses you need to walk through and take a gander.
I mean, a lot of people don't think that we have an incredible Main Street, but we really, really do. When people come through here, they're like going, "Wow, I didn't know you guys had this or that." Or I just recently had a lady come to visit me, which was really interesting, Mike. So this 4th of July, right before 4th of July, I had a woman from California contact me. She lives in Anaheim.
Okay.
And she used to be a float maker and artist for Disney.
Oh, wow.
And, of course, in California. So she called me up and she said, "I want to help you guys. What can I do? Can I create a float?" Well, of course, she called me too late to create a float for this year's 4th of July. But she happened to be traveling in New Mexico and stopped in to see me last week.
Okay.
And so she said, "Gosh, your Main Street is incredible. It's clean. It is, everything's very well organized. I loved your courthouse." And a kind of an interesting thing she said, I was like, "Oh, thank goodness about that one." But she said, "And you hardly have any homeless at all." And I said, "No, because we're working on that."
Sure.
I mean, we really, really are working on how to
I'm glad
help.
she thought that. We do have a problem in our community.
And so she has designed some really great prints that she has created some art prints for me of ideas for Main Street.
Oh, nice.
So I'm really
conceptualized.
Yeah. I mean, from afar, I think she'd love to be part of Main Street, so she's going to feed us information.
Sure.
And
it's a gathering spot. That's what the Main Street district and quarter. It's kind of the heart of the city. It is that place where people go to look to connect to. It's shopping and eating and dining and all that. But it's the town connection center. It's that place.
And I think you said the perfect word, gathering.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole mission of the whole Main Street America, Main Street New Mexico, and Main Street Roswell.
It's a place to come and be Americans.
Be American,
and do America.
And hang out together and enjoy each other.
Yeah, and enjoy life.
Sure.
Yes.
And just to let you guys know, we just recently, Main Street Roswell, we did receive a $100,000 grant towards, we're working on a wayfinding plan. Now, it's been in place as part of the master plan, part of the, it's its own wayfinding plan.
Okay.
Not just for the Main Street, but throughout the community.
Okay.
But there are specific things for Main Street itself that they envisioned in 2016. And so we have adopted that and picked it up and said, you know what, we want to do this. And so we put in for a grant. Thank God we have some great friends at the Southeast New Mexico EDD. We have some friends to help us out with that.
Good deal. Yeah, grant writing is a skill set.
Oh, my goodness.
Those people are very valuable assets.
Yes. And trust me when they say, hey, Barbara, we're going to get this lady to help you. I'm like, fantastic.
Bring it on.
Bring it on. So we did get some funding for the first phase of some wayfinding things that we're going to be putting up and hoping.
Good deal.
Yesterday we were just with legislative people at the county offices begging for saying, can we have some of this capital outlay funding towards this project? But you guys, let's help envision this and imagine what our Main Street would look like.
Absolutely.
We're planning on putting a couple of gateways on the north side of town and on the south side of town.
Kind of defining it a little bit.
Defining our Main Street and defining a place of gathering and a place of fun. So be on the lookout for that. It's coming down the road.
Good deal.
And of course, I don't want to talk too much about this because I am going to come back to talk to you guys. But Christmas is quickly approaching us.
Yeah.
And so we're going to get ready. We need to get the Christmas lights up. They're going up soon.
You should be seeing that. You start seeing the ladders and everything in the Main Street area pretty quick.
Sure. And the city's already started putting up some of the lights around the trees. But we do have a volunteer who gets a lot of sponsorships for us. If you light the lights in the trees during Christmas, I know some people want them on all year long.
I agree. It is the most beautiful time of the year is when you come in the evenings in December through February through the downtown Roswell. Basically, it is. To me, when I because I come to work dark 30 every day, and so you have that morning blur and you see those lights, and it kind of puts me in a better mood as soon as I hit that. As soon as I hit the downtown quarter.
So we'll be posting some of those on our Facebook, Main Street Roswell Facebook. And I know that Juliana's taken some incredible pictures, but a lot of local photographers use this area as a backdraft for taking wedding pictures, family pictures.
Absolutely.
So if you need something to do, we're always in need of volunteers. We're going to put up the Christmas ribbons, lights, and Santa hats on the light poles. And if you want to support the lights and the trees, let us know, because there's always ways to help us pay for that.
Absolutely.
A lot of people think it's a city. I mean, it's the city of Roswell that puts them up. No, it's Main Street Roswell, and we pay somebody to put them up and take them down.
Sure. Plus,
and to manage them.
Plus, someone's got to pay the light bill. I mean,
that's right. Somebody's got to pay the light bill,
and it ain't cheap.
No, it isn't.
As a broadcasting company that owns radio stations, trust me, we know what power costs. We have several tower sites.
Yeah.
And if you heard our electricity bill, y'all would cry. You would not realize how. But put it this way:
you'd be turning on all the lights off.
Put it this way: we laugh at most people's mortgage compared to our electric bill, just because of what it takes. So I can imagine it's crazy expensive.
It is
to run those lights for a couple months downtown.
Yeah, and a big thank you to Wendy Marley. I mean, she heads that project, and so I do want to talk more. But on another time, I don't want to get too far into Christmas yet. So maybe
let's get through Small Shop Small Saturday.
Yeah, let's get through some of that,
and not overshadow some of these big events coming up this month.
Sure. But for sure, I do need help today.
Absolutely.
With Christmas lights.
Now's the time for the money, the finances to get the logistics going,
and that type of stuff
so we can enjoy the actual fruit of that labor here in a couple of weeks.
Sure, and of course, then after that starts the the Christmas weekend of December the 1st and 2nd of Santa and
to be honest,
and,
if you want to get involved with the light side, please, that's actually something you can get involved with every year, because that's something we want to do, and we have some great people that donate their time, efforts, and resources
sponsorship. I
and
mean,
sponsorships, and to make and we wouldn't even be able to remotely do this without that support. But we always need more. We need more people, and guess what? People can't do things forever. Life changes, and life happens, and you gotta circumstances change and things, and so we would hate to get to a point where we have no resources available. So we need a constant flow of people supporting this.
So not only do we need your resources, we also need your time. If you have time, please join Main Street Roswell as a volunteer.
Yeah.
If you have a lot of interest in possibly...
So you could always use a few on the board, too, right?
We can always use a few board members. There's a limit of the number we can have.
Of course, you do have to be a Main Street member to be on the board.
Absolutely not.
Oh, no?
No. I mean,
my apologies. I thought
we would like to have a diverse, because sometimes people that are not on Main Street can give us a different look.
Okay.
Sometimes there's businesses
I get
outside.
You. That makes sense.
People that are, financial people that are in advertising, people that...
Gotcha. All walks of life.
Because they bring in something diverse and can help us to see something that we don't see. Absolutely, we want people from the Main Street district. So if you own a business,
but that's not a requirement. If you don't have a business in the Main Street, you just have a passion for it. Then,
a requirement.
Come on down.
I mean, we have retired people like Peggy. I mean, she spends so much time volunteering. We have a retired. Well, no, she's not even retired. Bookkeeping lady. So she helps us with her books. So there's more to do.
Absolutely.
Than just figure out what's going on here on Main Street. There's a lot of options.
It is a nonprofit organization.
It is.
So it always benefits to have volunteers with skill sets like accounting, legal, bookkeeping.
I mean, we've had a lawyer on our group before. We've had...
If that's your day job or what you do,
banking,
we could use your skill sets for volunteering to serve on the boards and things like that.
That's correct, Mike.
It's always good, especially when we're talking, the board's talking ideas and events. It's always good to have that legal mind coming from that angle, or the financial mind coming from that angle.
Sometimes you do mundane things like policies. I mean, who likes policies? But people that are good at that stuff can look at your policies and go, this might be a problem.
Yeah.
And we're required. We're a bona fide company. We are.
And the nonprofit world needs this more now. And not just Main Street, nonprofits in general, because it's always made of volunteers, and their passion is the project.
That's right.
Sometimes they lack the knowledge to do the X's and O's of it. And that's where volunteering your time is your services come in.
I mean, we also
keeps the passion going without getting us in trouble through the loopholes and
That's
stuff
true.
like that.
We always, get emails back and forth all the time from the Secretary of State, and and you need this report or that report, and you need bylaws, you need to follow rules, and policies. So, so if you guys have interest, it's really kind of interesting that you were thinking that you couldn't be a board member.
I just kind of assumed you had to be own a business in the corridor or adjacent to one. Yeah.
And the funny, interesting thing, I've got stakeholders that thought that they couldn't be board members. And I'm like going, wait a second.
Well, good.
You are the type of people we want.
I'm glad we're correcting that, because I always just assumed that's the way it was.
No. So,
interesting.
what I'm saying? We've got a couple of applications coming in right now. One of them is someone that puts together a magazine in town. I've got another person that used to help run another nonprofit organization and now started her own business. So we do have a lot of interesting people that bring in
and always looking for
different
more
perspectives. So, and then on November the 21st, we do have a stakeholder meeting. So those of you that are on the Main Street,
you're invited to encourage to be part of that.
You're part of the closed, private Main Street stakeholder page.
As a business in the Main Street, you have a say in what goes on in the Main Street.
Do.
And they want because at the end of the day, we want your business to be successful as much as your next door neighbor. We want to be successful. The whole idea is, because in theory, a lot of your Main Street businesses aren't corporations or companies with HR departments and marketing departments and things like that. So this is kind of that rally the troops, and we have a Main Street corridor. We all want to thrive and successful. Therefore, we all should have a say in how
tell us how we
done.
can help you. Tell us what we can do for you. But this is the great thing about living here and living in America. You have a dream. You don't have to have this humongous degree in something. You say, you know what, I want to start a candle company, or I want to start a dress shop. you can do it and get the support that you need from, the small business support groups and from Main Street.
Sure.
So, yeah, that's what we're here for, Mike.
Absolutely.
We're here to support our Main Street and make Roswell a better place to come visit and
we, the
live
public,
and
we
shop.
just want to encourage you to come and see this beautiful asset that we call Main Street. And
That's
come
right.
see it. You drive through it almost every day, probably.
Mhm.
We ask you to stop and hang out for a little while.
Yeah,
Come and check it out. Come out this weekend and participate in the Alzheimer's Walk, and then hang out and shop and eat downtown afterwards.
That's
or
right.
come early. They start at 9, but you can, some of those
You can go
restaurants
get
will be
you
open
can go
for breakfast.
at Martine's if you want to.
Get you some breakfast at one of the restaurants downtown, and then mosey on over to the courthouse lawn.
Oh, I have to say this. You cannot miss going to Stellar.
Oh, yeah.
I did a no-no. You know what I did?
You need your pick-me-up.
Oh, you know what? No, I went over there and got one of their, what are they? The croissant sandwiches with egg, bacon, and cheese.
Mhm.
They're about this big, and I'm so hooked. They're so delicious. So if you want a breakfast sandwich,
That might
you
be
can-
good walking fuel for tomorrow morning.
Walk around a little bit.
Definitely need a cup of Joe to get you going.
Yep.
So, but yeah, please come visit Main Street. And like I said, reach out to Barbara if you want to get more involved. If you
Yes,
want to come,
please.
and then and obviously as we get a little closer to Shops Mall and Black Friday and the Christmas light
Mhm.
parade and the lights and all the things that's coming in the months here, we'll keep
We
you
need your
informed
help.
and
So
get you
please
involved.
reach out to us. We need your help.
Absolutely. And put it this way, Main Street is only as good as the people that are in it and
That's
the
right.
people that
And the
support
people
it
that
and nurture it.
participate and
so,
nurture it.
So we can create all these great programs and events and opportunities, but if the public doesn't come out and support it, embrace it, then it's for naught. So
Yeah.
so come see the beautiful amenities and things you have in your own backyard right here.
That's true.
There's a reason why people come from all over southeast New Mexico and the planet to see Roswell, and it's in your own backyard. Appreciate it. It's
That's
really
true.
cool.
Thank you, Mike.
Good deal. Did we miss anything?
I don't think so. I'm sure I'll think of something after I get off the radio.
That's how it always works.
Yeah, but thank you, Mike. I appreciate you
Anytime.
guys.
And reach out. MainStreetRoswell.org is, you can go there to the website.
It's actually, you're correct. MainStreetRoswell.org is our website. Our Facebook is Main Street Roswell, so
Yes.
you can reach us that direction.
Yeah, shoot, like and follow that. That way you can stay up to
Yeah,
date.
so you can stay up to date
Whenever
with what's
there's
happening.
a merchant that has a sale or something kind of exclusive, you kind of get to know that or quick through if you like and follow. And then, of course, if you want to get involved, if you want to serve, or if you have questions, that's a great avenue to get in touch with
And
Main
another
Street
little
Roswell.
special thing that's kind of cool about the Main Street Roswell page is that we have kind of partnered up and trying to push events throughout the corridor of southeastern New Mexico.
Yeah.
So you might find out about things happening in Artesia, Carlsbad, Lovington, Rio.
The network of Main Streets.
Yeah, so they drop stuff into our Facebook as well
Cool.
that says, hey, we've got the, what is that? What was that event in Artesia? The Black.
Balloons and Tunes.
Yeah, Balloons and Tunes.
Yeah, they just had their Balloons and Tunes
yeah,
event there.
so they drop their advertisement
Yeah.
into Main Street, and I drop ours into their Facebook
Yeah.
as well. So we kind of created a little, group where we share information about each other's communities, so we can push people from Artesia to Roswell in this direction or
Sure.
that direction to Carlsbad or up to Ruidoso.
Yeah. Of course, with the holidays around the corner,
Yeah.
a lot of the families all over the state.
Yeah.
You're going to visit, maybe family in Cruces or Taos or something or Santa
yeah.
Fe.
See,
Because
because we're not the Lone Rangers
Share
here.
it, yeah.
We're not the Lone Rangers here, you guys. The Main Street, there's about 30 Main Streets in New Mexico.
Absolutely. And
And
they're
so
all networked together.
Yes,
They
we're
all
all
do their part for their own communities, but they all can work as a group as part of the
promote
Main
each
Street
other.
USA and Main Street New Mexico and on
Sure.
to the national company.
Main Street
or
America.
national organization.
Yep.
So it's all fits like a puzzle.
Yeah.
But getting your support, getting here starts first by coming on down to Main Street and shop local, support local, participate in local, come out and have fun, support our nonprofits, support our businesses, support. And by the way, your volunteers and your nonprofits and all that, these are all your small business owners and your teachers and your policemen and firemen and the people that own these businesses downtown. They're also the same people supporting your kids' school things, supporting your charities and all that stuff. So support them by coming down and shopping.
Sure. So one's just last thing. Don't forget, get your green lights up. You need them. Go to Westlake and
That's right.
pick them up, and let's support our veterans.
Yeah, just go to Westlake. It's a green light bulbs, and they'll know what you talk about.
They'll
point
know
you right
exactly
to them,
what
and then
you
you go.
need.
And then good luck getting through the gauntlet without buying snack foods. Because every time I go through them,
I
like,
hate that. Isn't that crazy? I love it though.
well, it's marketing 101, and it works.
I can't leave without
Yeah,
popcorn.
every time I'm like, is that fiddle? What is that? Yeah, exactly. Is
Okay.
that caramel popcorn? Oh, look at that candy. I bought
retro candy's my favorite.
what did I buy? I bought some like malted balls there last time that were really good. And it was that impulse buy, walking through the gauntlet as you're trying to get out of there to
impulse
buy
shopping.
duct tape.
I just came to get this fly swatter, and I walked out of here.
They know
with
what they're doing.
$40 worth of
They know
stuff.
what they're doing. They got me hook, line, and sinker. But absolutely. So thank you, Barbara.
Thank you, guys. Have a great weekend.
We'll see you here next time in a couple
I'll be
weeks.
here soon. All right. Thank you, guys.
Good deal. Thank you. All right. It is 9:54. Let us pause for some news, weather, and a quick break before I am done on the radio. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Records show Acadio Alonzo Lucero of Artesia was booked for murder for the death of 42-year-old Mark Owen Rommel. State police said the investigation revealed that both men had been involved at different times with the same woman. Lucero was with that woman at the public safety complex on October 12th with the knowledge that Rommel would also be there. The two men got into a verbal fight that resulted in Lucero pulling a gun and firing a dozen rounds at Rommel. A nearby APD officer then opened fire on Lucero, recognizing him as a threat. Police reports show Lucero claiming afterwards that he acted in self-defense. And state police have also released details on that officer-involved shooting back in September near 7th and Missouri Avenue in Artesia. Reports show 23-year-old Brandon Sevier had run a stop sign near 10th and Washington Avenue, which was witnessed by Officer Matthew Martinez and Eddy County Deputy Edward Ancinado. The officers tried to stop Sevier, but he fled. Eventually, they chased him on foot through an alley, but at some point, Sevier opened fire on their patrol cars, causing both Martinez and Ancinado to return fire, striking the man. Sevier has since recovered from his injuries. Reports indicate drugs were found on his person and inside the car. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
Elon Musk was in Britain late last week to take part in the world's AI Safety Summit, where all the industry bigwigs gathered to figure out how to prevent AI from killing us all. Musk says that AI will lead us to a world where no one will ever need to work, and that means jobs will have to go. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by SimpliSafe. For a limited time, save 50% on a new security system with a Fast Protect plan at simplysafekim.com. If Musk is right, many jobs will be replaced by AI-powered robots. Here's the list of the top jobs to go within the next 5 years. Meat packers are at the top. Robotic replacements are already being deployed. People who clean airplanes and other vehicles are next. Bartenders, waiters, and waitresses, short-order cooks like fast food workers will be gone too. Janitors will also have to go, but roommates will stay. Hospital orderlies and anyone who sorts anything to grade its quality should be looking for another line of work right now. Get tech smart the easy way. Let me do the work. Get my free newsletter at getkim.com. 36,000, 25, 1. 3 numbers to remember to get the visibility and control you need to make the right business decisions instantly. 36,000. That's how many businesses have upgraded to NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 cloud financial system, streamlining accounting, financial management, inventory, HR, and more. And this year is NetSuite's 25th anniversary. That's 25 years of helping businesses do more with less. And finally, the #1, because your business is one of a kind. NetSuite offers customized solutions for all your KPIs in one efficient system. That's one source of truth to manage risk, get reliable forecasts, and improve margins. Everything you need all in one place. Right now, download NetSuite's popular KPI checklist, designed to give you consistently excellent performance, absolutely free, at netsuite.com/Kim. That's netsuite.com/Kim to get your very own KPI checklist. That's netsuite.com/Kim.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. It's into the next round for NMMI and Dexter, and it's into the championship game for the Gateway Christian Warriors. Let's start there. Gateway Christian takes care of business against Mountain Air over the weekend, 66-38, and the top-seeded Warriors will be playing at Roy this Saturday at 1 o'clock for all of the marbles, so to speak. Meanwhile, it's NMMI beating back Navajo Prep in the 3A play playoffs 48-8. And NMMI now will play at West Las Vegas. The Dons are the 4th seed. That's Friday night at 5 o'clock. And the Dexter Demons move into the next round by beating Hatch Valley 38-6. Julian Montanara, 17 carries, 201 yards. The Demons will play at number 3 Cobre this Saturday at 1. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell Talk FM 106.5.
Our lives run on energy every day. And every day, your friends and neighbors at New Mexico Gas Company safely deliver reliable, affordable, essential energy to New Mexicans. The kind of energy that brings families together, that surrounds us in comfort, the energy that warms homes and hearts. We're New Mexico Gas Company, and every day we deliver the energy that's behind some of the warmest moments in your life. That's why we're here.
1,000 Palestinian civilians hemmed into that area in desperate conditions. They are clustered around some of the very facilities which the Israelis allege that Hamas is using as cover for their military activity. And that means that the longer this operation of squeezing Gaza goes on, the more those people are in grave danger of being caught up in the violence.
And trying to keep the war from escalating, Secretary of State Blinken visited the West Bank and Iraq over the weekend, meeting with, among others, Palestinian President Abbas and the Iraqi Prime Minister. From there, he went on to Ankara for talks with officials in Turkey. Some new polls show President Biden trailing Donald Trump in 5 states, could decide the 2024 election.
Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, and Pennsylvania are all states Joe Biden won in 2020. He's currently trailing Donald Trump in those battleground states, according to a survey conducted by the New York Times and Siena College. Voters say Mr. Biden is too old to be president and lacks the mental sharpness for the job.
And that's White House correspondent Greg Clugston. Crude oil prices have been on the rise after Russia and the Saudis reaffirmed their commitment to holding the line on oil output right through the end of the year. Watching Wall Street, stocks are modestly higher. The Dow is up about 13 points. The Nasdaq ahead 51, and the S&P trading 8 points to the upside. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Australia's Prime Minister and Chinese President Xi have met in Beijing, talks aimed at easing years of tension.
Essentially, they've got different political outlooks on the world, and it all kicked off primarily because of COVID. Australia, a few years back, asked for an independent inquiry into COVID. China, where the disease emerged from, refused that and also began to impose sanctions and tariffs on Australian imports. And that really led to a deterioration in the relationship, which the Australian Prime Minister, particularly Anthony Albanese, has sought to kind of repair. And when they first met in Beijing today, they both acknowledged that difficult history over the last couple of years.
The BBC's Michael Bristow. Aid trickling into villages in Nepal's mountainous northwest, hit by a powerful earthquake over the weekend. Survivors searching through the rubble of their collapsed homes. News and analysis, townhall.com. NASCAR crowns a new champ.
Ross Chastain won the battle for the checkered flag at Phoenix Raceway, but it was Ryan Blaney who won the war for the NASCAR championship.
It's what you run 35 races a year for, to get to this moment, to have a shot at the championship, and then
you have to run a perfect race to get it.
Chastain dominated the race, but Ryan Blaney stayed on his tail, finishing second. However, in NASCAR's shootout-style championship format, all Blaney had to do was beat the other title contenders, Kyle Larson, William Byron, and Christopher Bell. Until Chastain's race win, it had been 10 years since someone other than the champion had won the season finale. Jerry Jordan, Avondale, Arizona.
The Eagles knocked off arch rival Dallas, 28-23 win over the Cowboys. Dallas heads home for another NFC East showdown against the Giants, that on Sunday. The Eagles will be taking a week off before they play Monday night, November 20th in Kansas City in a Super Bowl rematch. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travelation, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2 of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday, everybody.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to it. Hope your Monday is going very well.
Quite nice.
Got, of course, busy week. We have Election Day tomorrow, so you do not early vote, which I took care of Saturday.
Nice.
I'm good to go. Got my I voted sticker and everything.
Nice.
But tomorrow, if you did not early vote, tomorrow's your day to do your voting.
You know, I know that it's a midterm election, but and not a lot of people vote during these elections. I've pitched this before. If we can find a bipartisan committee to come out to voting sites and just cook hot dogs and serve sodas, we will have such a better turnout.
Yeah.
I found if you just bring hot dogs to an event, people come out in droves. Some people, they'll vote twice.
There you go.
Just saying.
Instead of I voted stickers, give you a hot dog.
I ate it. Or, you know what? Even simpler. Instead of handing out I voted stickers, hand out I farted stickers.
Yes.
Those are a lot more fun.
I have seen those. You can get rides, by the way. The city is offering lifts to polling places and stuff. Go to the city's website for more information about that. And then you can go to any of the, I think it's 11 total voting convenience centers around the county tomorrow. Don't forget, and this is, like you said, it's a midterm, but you're voting for local elections. You're voting for your city councilors, really your judges. There's some capital outlay funding for education that they're going to be asking you about. So these are important questions they're asking you, important decisions to make. So, it doesn't have a sexy, position for president or anything on here, but the people that you will be voting for in this election will impact way more of your day-to-day life than what you watch on CNN or Fox News or whatever you watch your news at. So go vote tomorrow. Get you, do your research if you haven't done so. Get online and do your thing. So
yes, sir.
But that's tomorrow. No early voting now.
No.
Saturday was your last day.
Yeah.
And now that we hit the point of no return, it starts tomorrow. So.
I like waiting until D-Day. Just waiting right till the edge to get it done.
I do in most scenarios.
34 seconds,
I do in most scenarios, but always what happens on that Tuesday, it gets really busy, and next thing you know, I'm like, I got to crowbar it in. So now I don't have to worry about that tomorrow. I just already got my voting in. I just go about my day normally.
Well played, sir.
Yeah. So.
Sad news over the weekend. We are losing, fortunately, the Roswell Christmas Railway.
I did see that.
Yeah.
I saw that they decided that they're not going to do it again. This
Roebuck
year.
Entertainment is going to continue to work in the area and come up with some cool stuff, I'm sure. But it's just it's kind of a bummer,
Yeah. A lot of moving parts and a lot of entities, and it just got to a point where it was too much. So, yeah, unfortunate, but who knows? Never say never, right?
It's true.
Never know. Some things may just creep back into the to the culture and everything else. So, you know what I did watch over the weekend? That was pretty good. I can't talk a whole lot about it on the radio because it's not family friendly.
Oh,
but it was entertaining. On Paramount Plus, there is South Park: The Panderverse.
I haven't watched it yet.
And I watched it over the weekend.
It's basically the South Park boys as Karens, right? As like
yeah. Well, it's Disney and Marvel and spoofing all of that, and then of course the world of which we live in today. Yes,
Okay,
it is very much.
Yeah,
that.
I still haven't checked that out.
Think of Marvel meets woke, and Disney, and the whole reason it's funny is Disney, Marvel multiverse. They've crowbarred that into this, and it's pretty funny. I laughed out loud several times. I mean, I do generally in South Park, but there's some good stuff in here that's the part I love about South Park. They are so good in making everyone see how stupid our society really is, and they do an amazing job of doing it. And the Panderverse nails it again. It's good.
I saw the ads on Facebook. I definitely want to check that out.
Yeah, it's worth it. If you like South Park and you like sweet irony, then the Panderverse is pretty funny.
I kind of got strong-armed into watching a movie I did not want to watch yesterday.
Yeah?
Well, because we got back and, I was over, after everything was said and done, I was popped over to visit my friends, Misty and Will, and they're like, yeah, come by. And I walk in the door, and unbeknownst to me, they were watching, and they just started Final Destination 5.
Oh, wow.
Which, for those who don't know me, I do not like horror movies.
Not your cup of tea.
I'm fine with like thrills or what I hate is gore.
Yeah.
I don't like watching I don't like it.
Yeah.
So what I learned about myself yesterday is I am a blast to watch horror movies with because I am going to cringe right out of my seat.
So you realize you're now going to get hammered with horror movies every time you walk into that house.
Of course. I know more about the mantle over at their fireplace and what was on the end table next to the couch than I do about that movie because, oh, God, no!
They're like, come on over, Sean, it's Hellraiser night.
And the thing about Final Destination movies is every single one of those is basically just a series of, oh, this one's a good one.
Yeah.
And so like each person, there was a couple that had already seen it and they're like, oh, this one's good.
To me, it's like a modern version of Faces of Death, but Hollywood it up.
Gosh, dude. I have a problem with anything to do with the eyeballs.
Yeah.
With eyes. And there's a lot of it in Final Destination 5.
You know what I have a problem? This has been since day one, and yes, this is the grumpy old man to me. You can't have a series of movies called Final Destination. It sounds so stupid when you're saying Final Destination 5.
I understand. I fully understand where you're coming from, but it makes sense because each one is its own final destination.
Yeah.
And I do love the story aspect of the whole thing and the way they keep this new one kind of interesting. It's like, ooh, that's a twist I didn't see coming. The story is fine. But it's like that's the whole reason I've never watched even a scene of a Saw movie. I can't.
I've seen the first Saw movie, and I've seen another one. I don't know which one it was. It was one of the other ones.
I cannot bring myself to watch anything like that.
To be honest, and I'm not a horror movie fan either, per se, but sometimes I like certain ones. I'm kind of like, hey, that was all right. And if I remember right, I haven't seen it in a long time. The original Saw movie I enjoyed. The original one, yeah, it's a horror movie, but it had a good story.
Well,
like you were like, all right, I'm kind of into how this is going to end. All right, I'm in. So I don't mind a horror movie if it gives me a good story that I can kind of like, ooh, that was good. Like, I will say this to this day, and I'm sure people probably laugh at me. The original Blair Witch movie is one of my favorite movies of that genre because it does such a great job of engrossing you into the movie. And by the end, you're like, oh, dang. You know, and
I agree with you that it's because it's become a parody of itself because of all of the parodies of it.
Yeah.
So when you go back and try to watch, because case in point, right after we watched Final Destination 5, they're like, well, what else? I was like, can we just watch Modern Family or something? They put the original Scream on, which I'm fine with that.
Well, that one's equal comedy as it is. Equal parts comedy as it is.
It's
equal
very
parts gore.
tame, but it's also there's moments in that where you're like, oh, this is almost a parody of horror movies in itself.
Yeah.
Because like at one point they like tell the like they look back and the groundskeeper is basically Freddy Krueger.
Right.
And it's like that's right. You don't think about that. You
Well,
know?
and Scream was that movie that your antagonist, your Jason, your Freddy, your whatever it is, actually got like beat up a bit.
Yeah.
Like you watch Friday the 13th movies or Nightmare on Elm Street movies or Halloween movies, and Mike Myers or Freddy or Jason, they're pretty much invincible. The movie just ends usually. You know what I mean? It's like,
always
we
bugs
didn't
me
get
how they're
them.
like walking like this,
Yeah.
and yet they can always catch up.
It was like, we'll see you next movie. You know, where Scream, you're like, whoa, they're beating the snot out of our serial killer here. Like, this guy's I don't know if he's winning. And that's kind of like why Scream was all right, because you're like, dude, like, the antagonist isn't winning in every one of these scenarios. And that's kind of a change of pace, because every other time it's like Friday 13th, they're in the closet, they're under the bed, they're gonna, you know what I mean? And Scream, you're like, they might be able to win their way out of this one.
I will say there's a twist at the end of of Final Destination 5 that I did not see coming, and it's really well played. It's kind of a cool ending to it.
Yeah.
But then I found out they're making a new one. It kind of ruins it.
So is that the latest one, 5?
Apparently they're making a new one right now.
So there's a 6?
Apparently.
Okay.
I don't know if they're going to reboot it.
I saw parts of the first one, and
really?
I did.
Oh, I love the first. The first one is like one of my favorite, one of the most watchable for me horror movies of all time.
Well, see, I just was so mad. I was like, it's called Final Destination. Why is there a second one?
Finaler. And I even made the joke when 3 came out. I'm like, cool, finalist?
Yeah.
Can we wrap it up? Nope. Now we have finalister and finalistist, but they're going to continue.
Look, there's certain ways you need to cut bait on those. And that one, I'm like, either change the name of the series or stop making Final Destination movies.
Well, it's almost it's equally bad when you hear like Fast and Furious rebooted as The Fast, or it was The Fast and Furious, and they rebooted as Fast and Furious. It's like, what are you doing?
But part of me is like, well, at this point, you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's a series of action scenes where cars will do completely ridiculous things like jump out of airplanes or jump the Grand Canyon or so you know what you're getting. With Final Destination, you're like, all right, we're going to see.
Yeah, something.
And now they've turned
fresh.
it kind of into like almost like it's some kind of weird Twilight Zone or something like that.
Well, it's because now it all exists in the same universe.
Yeah. Or that's why I like Twilight Zone, at least because each one's a different story, you know. So, and it's like Final Destination. It's like the same story, just different people, you know.
Right.
So anyway,
but definitely would recommend.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Even though I was, forced into it, would recommend.
All right. Well, now that we're wrapping up Halloween season, so get your last horror movies in before you start getting your ad nauseum of. I've already seen they were hot and heavy with the Fred Clauses and all the Christmas movies. TBS is already hitting you hard with them.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, I was flipping through it every time it was Fred Claus or the Polar Express or something like that. I'm like, it's not even Thanksgiving yet. What are we doing, Harry?
No.
Stop.
The Polar Express is nightmare fuel to me.
Yeah.
It came out in that weird era where we haven't quite mastered CG yet, especially not for humans.
I think my wife shows it every year in class.
It's very uncanny valley.
Yeah. Like, I feel like I've paid for that movie as a rental like 16 times. It's because my wife shows it like every year in class at Christmas at one point.
If it's any consolation, I literally last year paid for National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation on YouTube when I know for a fact I have it on DVD.
Yeah.
I just don't have a thing to watch DVDs on. Or I didn't. Do now.
I don't think Kim does either at work. It's, Promethean boards and highfalutin stuff. So I think she just gets it off Amazon and then rents it. And so every year I rent the Polar Express, apparently. So, all right, it is 9:19.
Just get a copy. They're like $6 at,
I don't think she has a DVD player to play it on. You've got to get a digital copy.
Damn it.
We're going to play our interview with Andrew Moore from the Roswell Chamber here in just a bit, talking about all the November meetings and stuff that get underway starting this week. So we're going to do that here for you in just a bit. Before we do anything else, though, let's take a look at the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty warm for the next few days. We get a big cool down coming up on Thursday with a cold front headed in. For now, we'll be in the upper 80s on the afternoon high. Lots of sunshine with high pressure overhead. Down to 50 and clear for the overnight hours. We'll be hitting the upper 80s again on Tuesday. Sunny and a little bit more breezy. Low 80s on Wednesday, 60 Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 60 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 35%. Winds calm at the moment. Warm today, 89 for a high with winds out of the south, 10 to 15 miles per hour this afternoon. Clear tonight, overnight low of 47 with west winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunny and 89 for you Tuesday. Winds out of the northwest 5 to 10 early, 10 to 15 out of the west for tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow night, clear, overnight low of 53. Wednesday, sunny and 84, south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, there's a 20% chance of showers with a high of only 60 under partly cloudy skies. Friday, mostly sunny and 60. Veterans Day, Saturday, mostly sunny and 60, and then sunny, mostly sunny 64 on Sunday. All right, 8:21, quick commercial break, and then we'll play our interview with Andrew Moore from the Roswell Chamber. Don't go away.
Of all the flowers in the world, pansies get a bad rap. Hi, this is Jim Gill with Roswell Seed Company. The name pansies sound delicate and weak, but in reality, pansies are bold and beautiful. When the frost has killed all the other flowers, pansies start blooming and they'll bloom all winter long, which is why you should come see us at Roswell Seed. We have a greenhouse full of colorful pansies ready to brighten up the coldest winter day. So come get your pansies, and remember, if someone calls you a pansy, take it as a compliment.
Wakefield Oil Company is a name you can rely on with full service at the pump the way it used to be. You can expect service in just 15 seconds. They offer bulk fuel and oil services and even diesel exhaust fluid. Wakefield Oil Company will deliver to farms, ranches, dairies, the oil fields, and more with dependable service you can count on. So the next time you need service or delivery, go with the name that locals have trusted since 1983. Wakefield Oil Company, 311 South Virginia in Roswell. Let them earn your business.
Under Barry Foster in the last 7 years, city debt has climbed 300%. Instead of hiring 5 additional police officers, Barry Foster supported the $35 million public safety complex that 80% of voters rejected. And Barry Foster voted to spend $8 million for a Taj Mahal council chamber at the Civic Center instead of repairing our drinking water system. Now city water rates may be forced to increase by 25%. There's a better way. Carlos Marujo. Endorsed by Sheriff Mike Harrington, Carlos Marujo strongly supports law enforcement and public safety. Carlos Marujo will take a back-to-basics approach to city services and spending. A committed family man, Carlos Marujo understands that government must live within its means. And Barry Foster blames not paying his water bill for 2 years on his wife. Roswell doesn't deserve 4 more years of Barry Foster. Carlos Marujo, he's the change we need on our city council.
Our Values PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising, paid for by Our Values PAC, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Let's face it, guys, we're living in times where the truth is becoming more suppressed and censorship is increasing at an alarming rate, especially on social media platforms. It's Clyde, and I want to tell you about a safe and secure digital playground we put together just for you. It's aftermath.media. You get access to thousands of Ground Zero archives and podcasts, along with our private social media groups with your basic membership starting at only $7 a month. Each subscription includes tech support, access to the RSS feeds, along with our own chat room and Telegram channel. In addition, the premium membership includes research study groups, webinars, a document and movie library, a live video stream of Ground Zero, a monthly Zoom chat with me, and other bonus content. Be sure to check out our yearly specials as well. Sign up today while you're thinking about it. Sign up at aftermath.media. Again, that's aftermath.media.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The first toilet being flushed in a motion picture was in the movie Psycho. Mike thought it was Gone with the Wind. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 21 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning, CEO, Director of the Roswell Chamber of Commerce. I always mess up the titles every time.
It doesn't matter.
She's a director of the chamber there. Angie Moore back with us. Good morning. How are you today?
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. Of course, now that we are in a new month, Halloween is over here. Of course, Election Day is next week. So
yes,
we're getting
a week from yesterday.
We're getting
Get
into
out and
a
vote.
busy time here. So if you haven't early voted yet, I think you'll have till like Saturday to do that.
Yeah, I think.
And then
just a couple days.
All the early voting goes away, and then we'll just be able to vote on Tuesday of next
Correct.
week and go to I feel like there's 11 different voting convenience centers throughout town. But anyway, so we're kind of past that side. Now it's to the point where y'all have to get out and do your thing. But that being said, the Chamber's got plenty of monthly events that are going on. So we're kind of reset with the new month here. So if you've never been to some of our different meet and greets with county officials or city officials or school officials, then you might want to put some of these events that Andrew's about to tell you on your calendar here and make plans to attend, because these are the ways to kind of find out what's going on in our community.
Correct.
Right from the horse's mouth, so to speak, here on that.
Absolutely. We've got Chat with Chavis County, which is always the first Wednesday of the month.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess today we have a luncheon.
Come on down.
And then next week, we start on our Tuesday programming. Basically, if it's Tuesday, we're having a lunch.
Something every Tuesday, just about, yeah.
Yeah. So next week we have branded our Good Morning Roswell. It's going to be Good Afternoon Roswell.
So now you can sleep in and come in for lunch.
Correct, because we've just noticed that people don't want to get up at super early in the morning and come have coffee. I mean, I have coffee and donuts at McDonald's for everybody. But I've noticed that since COVID, things have changed.
And people have
that's fine.
schedules. People like their morning schedules busy.
Yeah.
They got a routine, and they, and
we're totally cool with that, because that's the whole purpose of these programs, is for the community, not for me.
Sure.
So,
and that's the first Tuesday of every month.
First Tuesday, the first Tuesday of every month is Good Afternoon Roswell. And so all of our lunches start at 11:30, and I try really hard to have everybody back in the office by 1.
Yeah.
But we do schedule 2-1 just in case that if we've got some really good conversations.
Gives people a chance to talk.
Well, because the second Tuesday of the month is our Sheriff's Social Luncheon. And let me tell you, the last few months with the sheriff have been fantastic. In fact, in October, he brought some goodies. The Sheriff's Department has some new toys. They have gloves. So instead of tasers, because whenever you deploy a taser, you have to put a new cartridge in.
And it's only got one shot. And
correct.
That's pretty much Dunsky till you reload it. Yeah.
Exactly. And those are actually very expensive.
Not to mention if you got to hit them on skin.
Yes.
Like if you hit a coat, or especially we're getting colder months, the places they can actually shoot that and it actually is effective is less and less.
Correct. So the Sheriff's Department has gloves.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I need some gloves for my
I ain't gonna lie.
kids.
I feel like Darth Vader would walking around with those things. You know what I mean?
And
It's
so,
like,
so the sheriff brought these gloves to show us how they work.
Yeah.
That you can charge them like you do your phone. You just plug them into a USB and charge them, and then you put them on. You turn them on, and they're kind of like a taser, that they're not going to zap you if they touch you in your hair or your clothing.
Okay.
It does have to be direct skin, and it's not as heavy of a tase as a taser, but it's definitely attention getting.
Gotcha.
And so he did a demonstration on those.
But like for example, it would be great in like say crowd control.
That's
if the
exactly
law enforcement's trying to get to an incident and there's a crowd of people and he needs people to get out of the way, he can easily just grab them on their hand and be like, "Hey, move!"
Exactly.
And they're like, "Whoa!"
Just
and
tap,
then
tap,
and
tap,
he can
tap.
get through.
Or if they are pursuing somebody, if you've ever been in the fetal position and tried to pull somebody's arms.
Yeah, now they can touch it.
It's very difficult to get their arms
They
out
got the
from under
leverage,
them.
yeah.
But if they tap you with those gloves on the small of your back, all of a sudden you're a starfish, and it's very easy to apprehend.
Yeah. And no one gets hurt or killed.
Exactly.
By doing
And
it.
it's,
so it's a great way to do that.
it's less than lethal.
Everybody gets to live another day and
Exactly.
and sort it out. So.
And then his second toy he brought was a shield.
Okay.
This shield looks like Captain America's shield.
All right.
And it deploys sound.
Okay.
Once again, it's a good crowd disperser.
Okay.
It gets the attention, and he did turn it on in the conference room. He gave everybody a heads up. He's like, I think you need to plug your ears. And even with your ears plugged, it was pretty loud. So I, wanted to hear the full effect. So I unplugged my ears, and it's pretty, it's pretty stout.
Good deal.
And so he was like, yeah, you go into a chicken fight, and he goes, all of a sudden, even the chickens are like, whoa, okay, what's going on?
Which, believe it or not, that stuff they actually come across more often than you think.
Well,
where they come
exactly.
and there's these chicken fight rings and things like that going on.
Yeah.
It happens more often than people think.
And that's exactly what he said. He goes, you would be surprised at the things and the places that we go and see and do.
Absolutely. So, well, that's cool. So, but that'll be the second Tuesday of every month. You can come in here, the sheriff, and usually Charles is there, and maybe some of his sergeants.
Correct.
So you kind of usually get a chance to meet some of his
new
leadership,
recruits, things like that. Yeah, the sheriff does a great job.
Yeah.
And then our last Tuesday of the month is our education lunch. However, we are taking a hiatus on education
for the holiday break.
For the holidays, because, for example, NEMI is getting ready to be done for their semester at Thanksgiving. Of course, RASD is getting ready to go into their testing, and then we go into Christmas break.
So November, December, we take those months off for the education.
Correct.
And we'll pick it back up in January.
In January.
Yeah,
absolutely. And then, so if you want to be educated on the things that are going on in our community with the county, with the city, with the sheriff's department, within education, come to the chamber. We've got the people in place that are at the forefront of all of this to come and give the updates. Of course, chat with Chaves County. We've got our county manager, county commissioners, department heads that will come in and give you an update. What's going on within the county?
Sure.
And come ask your questions. Please come prepared with questions, because I promise you all of these leaders in our community want the community to ask the questions, because then they know how to direct their efforts.
Absolutely. And for by the way, gee whiz, I don't know if you heard the replay interview this morning, but we had Chaves County Manager Bill Williams and Tina Dixon, Roosevelt County Commissioner, join us live in person yesterday. But we talked about the 30 by 30 and all that stuff. And so, like, for instance, that county meeting today, that's a good time. Usually Bill Williams is there. And so if you're like, I heard that interview, I want to ask a few more questions, he'll be happy to talk to you more about that. That's, it's technically county related, but not county related. It's a bigger picture thing. But Chaves County is equally involved in that fight with our other neighboring Lee and Eddy and all the other counties, Roosevelt and so forth in southeast New Mexico here. So they'll be happy. So if you want to know more about that kind of stuff and what they're at, come to the county.
And that's exactly what this is all about, is for you to be able to ask those in-depth questions, because even if you go to the county commission meetings, there's not always that time for the public participation. I mean, you can publicly participate and give your thoughts, but there's not going to be that conversation where you can ask questions and get answers. Our luncheons at the chamber are that time for you to have that interaction.
And it takes out the filters. It really does. It allows you to talk one-on-one with the people making the decisions, or the people that are adjacent to the people making the decisions. And so it is a direct conduit to the people that are doing that. And so with that, you cut out the filters of a media partner in there, or someone spinning some way. You can hear it directly out of the horse's mouth and decide for yourself. Yeah, that's a good answer, or no, that's a political spin thing that they just
absolutely.
told me.
And I'm telling you, after doing these, since this summer when we started to bring back all of these programs, that the community leaders do want to know because if the community does not tell our community leaders, the county commission, the city council, how to steer the ship,
sure,
then they're going to go do whatever they want to do versus what the community wants.
Absolutely.
And our elected leaders really, at least in this area, really truly want to do as the community wants them.
Sure.
They would really rather not have to just do what they want.
Absolutely. They bow to the will of the people at the end of the day and the people in their districts. And so, always stay in touch with your county commissioner, your city councilor.
Yeah.
If you have issues or questions or want to stay, that's why they're there. They're there to represent you in these forums. So
exactly.
That's why you vote here next week and everything else, to make sure that the people that are making these decisions are the ones that agree with what you agree with.
Absolutely. And if I rattled off a lot of stuff pretty quick. If you don't know, what's today? What's going on today? Go onto our website, roswellnm.org, and go to our events page with our community calendar, and everything's on there. You'll be able to see exactly what's going on, and you can RSVP. There's no cost to any of our luncheons right now. But I just like to get a head count because I'd rather have enough food.
Well, we don't want to order
everybody.
an army of food and only 20 people are eating it. So, or 10 people are eating it.
Exactly. Or 10 people worth of food and I get an army.
Yeah, and you get 30 people. So.
I try to, make sure that we've got enough food for everybody.
Absolutely.
And so that's the only reason I ask for RSVPs. But if you forget and you don't RSVP, show up anyway.
We'll find a spot for you.
Absolutely.
And maybe Sheriff will share his sandwich with you.
Right? Maybe, if you're lucky.
But yeah, these are great ways to get involved in things or find out what's going on. And of course, if you have questions about anything community related, the Chamber is a resource. If you're looking for resources on certain things, or maybe you're looking for a certain product or something that you are having trouble finding, let the Chamber say, hey, we got a great group of Chamber members.
Yes.
More likely, they probably have what you're looking
and
for.
And sometimes my answer is, I don't know, but I always take your phone number, your email, your contact information, and then I will go do the research for you and contact you back, because I have gotten a few phone calls in the last few days asking about either community events or organizations, and I'm like, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Absolutely.
So let me go look, because if it's a thing in our area, we want to promote it.
Absolutely. So please go to our website, and it's the first of the month. You can get out your daily, your calendars, your iPad, your planner. Go to our Chamber website, and you can see the month of November, and you can start putting in, that's an event. Put that in my planner.
Exactly.
That's an event I want to do. Put in my calendar.
And if you are a community member, and so if you can hear our voices, you are a community member.
Absolutely.
Contact us at the Chamber for your events, and we'll get it on our community calendar, because that is one of the things that we do for the entire community, regardless of if you are a member or not. If you've got an event going on in the community, let me know and we'll get it on our calendar.
Absolutely.
Because I want people to go to our calendar and go, oh my gosh, there's 15 things to do today. I need to choose.
Absolutely. And of course, don't forget, we have our amazing red coats that are honestly the best.
They're fantastic.
The best part of the Roswell Chamber of Commerce.
I think so. Absolutely.
They are definitely the class of the organization. And but don't forget, Chamber members and things. If you got events or ribbon cuttings or an anniversary or things, our red coats love to come and support your events like that.
Yes,
So
we
come
love
and
to do business after
stuff.
hours to showcase our members, our ribbon cuttings and grand openings. In fact, we've had 4 ribbon cuttings and grand openings in the last 2 weeks. Everything got kicked off over at NEMI on the 19th with their academy, their preparatory academy.
Yeah, they had the official grand opening. They've been open for a couple months now.
Yes,
but
the 6th graders have been in school the whole time, but they got the 6th grade wing of their building complete, so the 6th graders got to move in and have class over there. So on the 19th, there was a huge grand opening and ribbon cutting, and there was, I think, about between 50 and 60 people showed up from the community to be a part of the event. It was a fantastic event. And then that weekend, St. Mark's had their pumpkin patch, as they always do. So you could have gotten
it's passed now. The pumpkins have passed.
In fact, yesterday I went past and there was not
one. They go through the pumpkins. They
go quick.
I mean, there's so many, but they get rid of every single one of them every year. So they don't even have, like, I guess if you're looking for leftovers to feed deer or something near you.
No, they didn't have nary a one.
So, yeah.
So.
But that's a good idea, by the way. If you got friends that live out in the county and stuff and don't know what pumpkins, put out there. They'll feed the animals. Love that stuff. You know, I know my in-laws, they used to live up in Alto, and they lived kind of in the, Alto. It's very, very...
Very rustic.
Yeah, and so... Yeah, they had acres of land out there, so every year the pumpkins, they'd throw them up on a tree, and the deer would go eat them.
Yeah.
Every year, or the elk. Yeah, it just
exactly.
happened every time, so.
And then on the 24th, last week, Plateau had their big grand opening. They moved their sales office up north to what used to be the Washington Federal Bank building on Main Street.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And it was another fantastic event. It was just wonderful. And then Steel Depot out on East Po behind the fairgrounds just built a brand new building.
Okay.
So they can do some fabricating. Okay. And so if you've got a need for steel, you don't have to go out of town.
They got you covered. And Steel Depot, do they also, because I think, don't they also, like Christmas around the corner, don't they sell like chainsaws and stuff like that too? Or is it just the steel?
I believe it's just the steel, but you can contact them and they're going to let you know.
they sold like stuff like that too, so if you're looking for that. But
because we were just in the new building.
I got you.
And it is a huge building where they can do your edging for anything that you need, your roofs, your fences, but you can also get your metal fencing and your metal roofs. So
if you like to do DIY it, you can do it. Or if you want it contracted and done by people that do this for a living.
But you can still buy your stuff, your supplies here in town.
Good.
And that was something I didn't know about, that I thought you had to go out of town. And so talking with Steel Depot and the guys over there, it was pretty cool. Like it's pretty cool facility. So if anybody wants to go out there and see it, and then this spring they're going to do a business after hours to showcase everything that they're doing out there.
I think they should all have Superman costumes.
Right? Oh, that would be awesome.
Man of Steel, right?
There you go.
Superman.
And then, so that was everything we've done within the last 2 weeks. So we have been busy. And then this weekend, on Saturday, we've got 2 events going on.
Okay.
There's the Alzheimer's Walk.
Yes.
It's going to be right out here at the county courthouse. So come out. The ceremonies, I think registration opens up about 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturday.
And if you got some people want to put the team together and you get the
it's never
money,
too late.
They'd love to have you do that.
Absolutely. Stuff. And then we'll do a couple of laps around the courthouse.
Yeah.
So
even if you don't have a team together, come out, bring out support. They've got a lot, like they'll do the garden thing, and they do a lot of the somber side where we honor those that have lost their battles, but there's a lot of the fun stuff too.
Absolutely.
Because to be honest, like, there's a lot of hope in the Alzheimer's world.
There is a ton of hope. There is so much going on. The research, they're getting closer and closer to what they're calling a cure.
Like, there's people that we feel like in our lifetime we might see people that are recovered from Alzheimer's.
It's very exciting. So come out and be a part of that. And then also at 10 a.m. at the Boys and Girls Club, the
Community Health
Day Fair.
Yeah. It's informational. I think they will have if you want the screenings,
I believe so.
The glucose or
and blood pressure, that kind of stuff. Absolutely.
Yeah. Although I think you need to fast if you do glucose. I don't know for sure, but I think if you're going to be testing for diabetes, you can't come on a full stomach.
So.
I think you have to be in. Call and ask if reach out to.
But come out. That's Saturday. At the Boys and Girls Club. Our Redcoats are going to be out there doing a ribbon cutting to start off, to kick off everything.
And if you haven't been out to the Boys and Girls Club, they during COVID, they remodeled that building. It's a brand new building.
Oh, it's beautiful in there.
And so if you haven't been in there, use this as an excuse to walk in and check it out. Get some health fair stuff done, get some information, bring your whole family, because there'll be stuff for the kids, there'll be stuff for the adults. It's really a lot. And of course, if you want to learn more about the services of Boys and Girls Club, they'll have representatives there too.
Correct.
So if you need maybe you're looking for after school help with your family, Boys and Girls Club, they got you covered.
Oh, absolutely.
So if you need that stuff, come to the fair as well. They'll be happy to talk to you about that.
So that's
stuff.
what we've got going on. And then, of course, we're just always looking for members at the chamber.
Absolutely.
If you can hear my voice, you are a part of our community.
Absolutely.
And we would love for you to be a member. We've got all different levels of membership depending on what your needs and wants are. And then, of course, our membership helps. Every membership helps every other member as well. So if you are, for example, one of our platinum members, which is our highest level membership, that money helps filter down for some of our mom and pop places here in town that don't have the extra ability to be able to create their websites, do marketing, things like that.
Generally speaking, our platinum and those higher levels, they're corporations, companies that have an HR department, that has, a marketing department, things like that, where a lot of our smaller businesses, the marketing department, the HR department is one person. You know what I mean? And so that's where the chamber can help in, where, the big corporate, they go in because it's, is helping with the community and getting involved, because they're, those corporations have to do more with reputation and things when they come in. And so they invest that way to promote their businesses. And the smaller businesses get the actual nuts and bolts dollars and things that we need to say, hey, I don't have $1,000 a month to spend on advertising, but through the chamber, I can use their resources and get my name out there. And it basically cost me what it cost me for a year to be a member at the chamber.
Exactly.
And all of that's part of that.
And the different benefits that we offer to our members, regardless of if you are an entry level base package membership or a platinum member, is some of the things that we offer. We've got all of our social media that we can help advertise on. We do have our website. We once you're a member, you have access to our red coats, so you can have your business after hours, your grand openings, your ribbon cuttings. We love to go to small
businesses and say, hey, check out this new boutique in town or this new restaurant in town.
And the biggest benefit that we offer is when we get calls into the office, the first place I look for resources is in our membership. I don't Google. I mean, I do Google. I know how to do that stuff. But the first thing we do is we go into our membership database. And if you're a member, those are the people that we send out to when requested.
Occasionally we need services ourselves. And so we look to our chamber members that provide those services.
That's where we go first.
Like,
and then, for example, if I don't have a tree widget guy that is a member, then I will go Google or go to the phone book and see who's out there. But we go to our membership first.
Absolutely. So please call or come by the chamber, reach out, or go to our website. And you could shoot an email through there and say, hey, I heard I'm interested in learning more about being a chamber member. And Andrew will get to you pretty quick here. And get
if
the ball
there's
rolling.
something we're not doing that the community and our members want us to do, call me. Let me know, because I don't know what the community wants. If I don't know what everybody wants, then I can't go and fulfill.
Absolutely. And of course, don't forget, we're only 2 months away basically from legislative session and all that kind of stuff. And so the chamber will get active in that side.
Yes, we will start pushing out the information on what's going on. And it's only a 30-day session, so it'll go fast and furious.
I know, generally speaking, we go to Santa Fe and they do the chamber. And so we ask for like giveaways and things to go up there. It's not too early to ask if you want to showcase your business up in Santa Fe. And so the chamber, they have like receptions where all the legislators come in and hobnob and everything. And so, but this is an opportunity for a lot of businesses, entities to kind of put their agenda in front of these folks. And the chamber always is up there representing Roswell and Southeast New Mexico.
The legislative reception is January 29th.
Okay.
Leadership Roswell is planning on going up there. I just had that planning meeting.
Well, they'll be happy to go back to Santa Fe now after. I mean, like last year they went, I think, was the first time. But the couple years before that with COVID and stuff, they've been doing the Ruidoso trip, which was awesome.
Oh, it was fantastic, but it's definitely not the same.
There's not a legislative session going on in Ruidoso during that time.
Correct. And so, like I said, Leadership Roswell is planning on going up to Santa Fe on the 29th of January. So, yes, if you are a business that wants to be showcased and highlighted, we would love to. For example, NEMI is always a huge supporter of us, and they give us giveaways.
Yeah.
And anything helps. If you have pens, if you have pads of paper, if you've got the little squishy stress balls, those are a huge thing, by the way.
Because you can throw them at people and not do any damage.
Absolutely.
You're like your kids. You could chuck them at your kids.
The Gallup Chamber always has the corn necklaces.
Okay.
And that is one of the biggest, when my kids were little, they loved that. They're not so much now that they're teenagers. They're kind of like, Mom, whatever.
They've outgrown that.
But they're cool because it's something that I would wear anyway, because they've got them in different colors. It's not just corn kernels on
and it's one of those things where people ask
cool.
about it, or the people that know. It's like, oh, I know where you've been, or people are like, well, that's beautiful. Where'd you get that from? And it strikes a conversation.
So, like I said, if you're a business and you want to be highlighted at our legislative reception,
all that stuff's great. Knickknacks,
please.
Even like jerky or snacks and things.
Exactly.
If it's like your local business that you want to promote your product, give us some samples to take up there. That's the kind of stuff. Coffee or nuts always seem to be very, because the neck of woods we come from here, those kind of things seem to be very popular.
Yeah, because I'm going to tell you right now, Alamogordo and south of us, all the pistachio farms are going to have their pistachios highlighted.
So if you want to spotlight some of that Roswell stuff, reach out to Andrew.
Let's do the Roswell pecans. Let's do, I could name off about 50 different businesses right now that I'm like, you guys have goodies.
Well, I mean, some of our restaurants and candy places like that, or bakeries and stuff.
And it doesn't have to be a large amount. Please,
whatever you want to.
Don't think, oh my gosh, well, I don't have 2,000, packets of pecans to give out. 50.
Yeah, that'd be plenty.
25, 50 is, because if everybody gives me 50 items, then all of a sudden I have enough, because we sit there at the legislative reception for about 3 hours.
Yeah, and then you get people come through, and it's literally like when you go in the commercial building during the fair.
Exactly.
And you got the bags. It's
that's exactly what it's like.
It's very similar to that.
And I promise you, towards the end of the night, it's so funny, because then if we have anything left over, that, especially if it's perishable, we're sure,
because you don't want that coming back.
I am not schlepping stuff home if I don't have to.
And you don't want to give the kids 80 pounds of brownies eating away or whatever it is. And so it's like, please. So yes, but if you'd like to do that, spotlight your business. If you got pens or rulers or notepads or toothpick holders, whatever, whatever cool little marketing gadget you have.
The hospitals usually give us, like you said, the little rulers. Eastern's usually really good with the 6-inch rulers. Loveless usually has the Band-Aid holders that you can stick your Band-Aids in.
Or if you have little hand sanitizers, those are always
my gosh, even pre-COVID, people love those little hand sanitizers.
People like to keep them in their purse or their pocket or something, or keep in their car. All of us have that drawer.
Well, you never know when you need it.
Full of hand sanitizer and napkins and all those stuff you just keep in there. And this stuff's perfect for that.
And people, I'm telling you, up in Santa Fe, people love it. And I'll be honest, if you've got an alien on your logo, I don't care how dumb you think your promotional item is. If it's got an alien, and you would think we all live in New Mexico, oh my gosh, everybody's saturated. No, I am telling you, you go north of I-40 and people are like, do you have aliens?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have aliens? I want alien stuff.
They love it.
And it goes so fast.
My brother, who lives in Virginia, yesterday being Halloween and all that, and so my youngest nephew, his youngest son, he wore it to school. It was the other day his favorite T-shirt day they had at school, and he wore his "I Got Abducted in Roswell" T-shirt that he got when he was visited here, and it was the most popular shirt there.
Right.
And then, sure enough, guess what we did for Halloween? I think you've probably seen it. It's that blow-up costume.
Was he a blow-up alien?
Yeah. So,
oh my gosh.
So he was being abducted by the alien. You know that one where you're
so
the alien,
cool.
and then your legs, and it looks like you're being carried and abducted by an alien. Yeah. So he was that. And and it was the popular one, and that's in Virginia, and that's the same way even up north in Santa Fe and Taos and those places.
As soon as you leave Roswell, and I know that as locals, at one time or another, every single one of us has rolled our eyes and gone, aliens. No, I'm telling you, it has gotten me into places that I've had no business going by having a dinky little lapel pin that has an alien.
That is that card that Roswell, New Mexico carries with it everywhere it goes.
Oh, I've gotten behind the scenes of things, and my kids and my husband are like, how did you disappeared? And I'm like, well, I had this alien thing and I talked to the right guy.
Sure.
So I went, and they're like, you didn't invite us? I'm like, that's what happens when you wander away from mom.
Yeah. And I'm wondering, too, if by then, because for folks that don't know, the Roswell and Chaves County EDC has been working hard with this Reno air races stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering by January if we're going to have a little bit better picture of where we're at in that one.
We probably will, because I know that they're getting ready to do the
I know some site visits coming up here in the next month or so. Yeah. So, but I didn't know if by then, if we had.
But I don't know if by January we'll know.
If we have an answer, or at least,
maybe,
or if we're whittled down to three cities or something.
Know.
I don't know. I have no idea.
But yes, also the Reno air races. You know, when they come to look at the community, roll out your red carpets.
Absolutely.
Because once again, everybody is saying that we need nightlife, we need restaurants, we need whatever. The Reno air races are not the end-all be-all answer to everything, but it's a start.
It's a
start.
Yeah, it's the kind of could be the catalyst that triggers a bunch of others.
Well, it's like the UFO festival when it first started, when Dusty Huckabee and Main Street Roswell first started that. I remember being here, and the community did kind of the same thing. Well, we don't have hotels. We don't have this. Well, if everybody will remember, it was within 3 years of the UFO festival, we got a lot of our hotels. We got a lot of this other new stuff in town. That is kind of where the Reno air races are. And the differences between the UFO festival and the races, we'll have about a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah. 2025 is when we're kind of on the stage when this happens.
Exactly.
Here. Yeah.
So nothing's going to happen till the fall of 25.
Yeah.
So think about all of the developers and the investors that will come into the community and go, okay, we're going to do RV parks. We're going to do some hotels. We're going to do nightlife. We're going to do shopping.
They kind of say that there is a large percentage of the people that support the Reno air races are camping. They love to bring the RVs and the campers, and that's what they do. So we already been we've had some RV parks and things that are already in the lexicon of being built here over the last year or two here. So we're going to see a lot more of that coming in, I think, because of that. And that's a good thing. And to be honest, it's also going to force them to do more at the airport. We're going to have to create more parking and more things, more amenities out there.
Yeah, so people, once again,
spur that growth into
you
there,
want
too.
More flights to other places other than to just Dallas, or you want
this gives
more
them a
flights?
Reason to do these things.
If we are a community that is showing a want and a need, those things will come.
The juice might be worth the squeeze for other airline industries to put a plane coming in and out of Roswell.
And it all starts with a dream.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be like, I can go to American Eagle or Southwest or United or
how
whatever.
Cool would that be if we became a regional hub for something?
Be nice. But things like this begat those kind of things.
Yes, or the little boutique airs things, so we could get a flight to Albuquerque, because that's another thing I've heard. What about Albuquerque?
Absolutely.
I agree.
Yeah, this all could help with that.
A 30-minute
could
flight.
Be that part where, because that's another thing, they want direct access to the town to get in.
Correct.
And so that airport is very much a part of that.
That's right.
So expansion of that is kind of, I think, just part of the natural progression of this whole deal if it goes through.
That's right.
But anyway,
if you have any questions, 575-623-5695, 575-623-5695, or roswellnm.org, or come on by.
Yeah, come on by and ring the doorbell.
If you see my white Armada out there, ring the doorbell, and we will let you in, and let's have a conversation.
Absolutely, and if you don't, of course, don't hesitate to leave a message or something on Facebook or whatever, and say, hey, can I get, and then we'll.
And I try to contact everybody as quickly as possible. But there's only a couple of us in the office, so there's sometimes a lag.
I'm about to say, there's one person doing everything at the moment. So give a little time for that.
That's right.
Thank you, Andrew, as always.
Yeah, thanks.
We'll see you next time.
All righty.
All right, it is 9:54. Let's shut our holes and update you on news and weather and all that.
Great joy to our lives, but it can also come with injuries. And for those in physically demanding jobs, the daily grind can wear on muscles, bones, and joints and lead to acute and long-term disorders. If you're suffering from an orthopedic injury, let our Artesia General Hospital specialists help. The sooner you address the root cause, the sooner you'll be back to living life in motion. Learn more at artesiageneral.com/orthopedics.
Life is better when you can just be. Be yourself. Be worry-free. Be at your best. Now you can be confident knowing the health insurance you find through Be Well & M has you covered for checkups, prescriptions, and more. Be Well & M can help connect you to a plan that may cost as little as $10 a month. It's time for you to be happy, be healthy, be insured. Let Be Well & M connect you to a health plan that's right for you and your wallet so you can just be. Call 1-833-2BE-WELL or visit BeWellandM.com.
Fall into savings this month at your locally owned and operated Big O Tires. Save up to $140 on select sets of tires after mail-in rebate, all with multiple financing options tailored to you. Let Big O Tires certified technicians help keep you and your family safe on the road this fall. Make an appointment online at bigotires.com or stop in today. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Hugh Hewitt is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM KEND Roswell.
And good morning. We're closing in on 9 o'clock. Town Hall News up next. We'll be back on the other side of the news. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Having surrounded Gaza City on all sides, Israeli troops poised to go in their drive to smash Hamas once and for all. The Israelis have severed the northern Gaza Strip from the rest of the territory. Meanwhile, America's top diplomat wrapping up his Mideast tour as the U.S. tries to keep the war from expanding while lobbying for humanitarian pauses in Israel's anti-terror offensive.
As the strikes against Hamas targets continue in Gaza, Secretary of State Antony Blinken was visiting Middle East leaders, calling for a humanitarian pause to get hostages released and humanitarian aid to Gaza. But in a surprise meeting in Baghdad with the leader of Iraq, Blinken warned against militants stepping up drone attacks against U.S. forces in the Middle East.
Don't do it.
Earlier, Blinken met with Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas, envisioning a two-state solution to the Israeli-Palestinian crisis.
Palestinian voices have to be at the center of that.
I'm Jackie Quinn.
Republican National Committee Chair Ronna McDaniel says President Biden is doing poorly in crucial swing states, citing new polls from the New York Times and Siena College.
They're scared. He's a terrible candidate for president, even though he is an incumbent president. His poll numbers are terrible. He's losing significantly in a matchup with former President Trump in 5 battleground states.
McDaniel talking with the Salem Radio Network's Hugh Hewitt. He's on the stand. Former President Trump has started testifying in a civil fraud lawsuit, accusing him of dramatically inflating his net worth. Mr. Trump says a New York City trial is purely political, and he says the presiding judge is clearly biased against him. On Wall Street, the Dow up 20 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
Google going on trial in San Francisco federal court.
A jury will decide whether Google's digital payment processing system in the App Play Store has been illegally driving up prices. The case is being brought by Epic Games, the maker of the popular Fortnite video game, which lost in a similar trial in 2021 that focused on many of the same issues in Apple's iPhone App Store. In that trial, the judge and an appeals court both determined that Apple should allow apps to provide links to other payment options, a change that could undermine the up to 30% commissions that both Apple and Google collect on digital purchases made with a mobile app. I'm Donna Warder.
South Korea planning to launch its first domestically built spy satellite by the end of the month, part of its effort to keep an eye on North Korea. The plan was unveiled days after the North failed to follow through on a vow to make a third attempt to launch its own satellite in October. There is a sweet treat recall.
The FDA received reports of at least 7 illnesses in 5 states linked to lead-tainted pouches of apple cinnamon fruit puree marketed for children. Schnucks Markets and Weiss Market announced recalls of their cinnamon applesauce products because they may contain high levels of lead. Parents and caregivers should not buy or serve the cinnamon applesauce pouches. Lead is toxic to people of all ages, but it can be especially harmful to children. Rhonda Rockster reporting.
Promoting a huge cash infusion for Amtrak, President Biden is off to an Amtrak maintenance facility in Bear, Delaware today, announcing more than $16 billion in new funding that will go for 25 passenger rail projects between Boston and D.C. His remarks should be delivered at the Amtrak Bear maintenance shops. The White House says all that money will help the trains run faster and will create union jobs. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Trace Inviernos
of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday.
Yes.
Welcome. You made it. So do you feel energized with all that soaking?
I definitely feel refreshed. It was one thing I didn't realize is I think maybe this is just more that because I live where I live and because I'm an adult man, I don't really take baths very often.
Mm-hmm.
So to be sitting in a pool of hot water, it's just nice. Your body just starts to float, and I just kept drifting in the pool because they're big tubs.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 2-person tub, but uncomfortably you could fit 5 or 6 people in there. And it was nice. But you start to kind of feel your body just raise up and float away, and afterwards you get out and you're just like everything is just like soft.
Nice.
Like your skin is soft. Your breathing is soft because you're just relaxed. It's nice.
Nice. Well, good. Well,
I would fully recommend it. And that's one of those cool experiences that's literally just I won't say short drive, just a drive away. It is sad, though, if you haven't been down to the Truth or Consequences area, just to see how low the lake level has gotten.
Yeah.
It's depressing.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
It is kind of a bummer. But
maybe some rain will fix that.
I hope so. We could definitely use us some.
Yes, we can. Cool. I think I want to try it. I want to get maybe the wife will be down for that.
I think it's one of those that's like kind of like right in y'all's wheel. One of the other cool things is, and I even mentioned this when they brought him out. They said, okay, just sign this stuff, and then they got us our our keys. And she pulls them out, and I'm like, oh, they're keys? Because they're actual keys.
Not the old
Not
card.
a card. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Don't put it in your wallet.
Nice.
Nice.
But like you can, go outside to like had to run to the car for something, whatever, and not have to use your key to get back in because it doesn't just lock automatically.
As far as eating goes, was there places at the spa there, or was there a local restaurant?
Because it's right downtown. There's a lot of really cool spots. There's a place down the road called the Outer Limits. I think it's a pizza place.
Okay.
Like I said, we tried that passion pie. There's a couple of really decent. We had a Mexican place the night before. I think it was called La Cocina.
Okay.
I believe. Overall, just some good stuff.
Nice.
We were going to go to the I want to say it was like El Falo Cafe or something like that, but they closed at 8, like right when we were about to go out to eat.
So.
That's kind of the problem with TRC is it's a little bit. There's not much in the way of nightlife. Although there are a couple of pubs and stuff downtown. Downtown is very artsy. There's a lot of art to take in.
Okay.
We passed like 4 or 5 different galleries.
That, nice.
Have like shows.
There's things to wander around and do. But like I said, about 8 o'clock, everything kind of shuts down for the night.
Yeah.
You're in for the soaking, I guess.
Yep. Nothing but the soaking.
Soak it in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, cool. Well, I'm in. So TRC, 2 thumbs up for a trip for a weekend getaway.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good deal. Don't go this weekend, though.
No.
Because we got a busy weekend of football and Veterans Day and all kinds of stuff going on here. Election Day's tomorrow.
Yep.
Veterans Day on Saturday. We do have, of course, the high schools. I know Goddard's deal's on Thursday. I believe Roswell High's on Friday. Please come out and support those. Saturday, of course, Friday night, we have football as the Roswell Coyotes will be at the Wool Bowl hosting Mayfield. We'll have that game for you on the radio right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Looks like we'll be able to procure the video rights. We haven't finalized it, but it looks like it's going to happen. So we should have live streaming video, ksvptv.com. Coyote channel for the Coyote game. Got it Rockets. They will play Saturday afternoon in the Wool Bowl, 1 p.m. As they take on Deming.
Yes.
That game we will have for you on 106.1 FM Fierro for the radio broadcast. Like I said, looks like we're going to be able to procure the rights. It's not official yet, but it looks like it's going to happen. So we should have live streaming video, ksvptv.com in the Goddard Rocket channel.
Yep.
Bulldogs, they will play Saturday at 1 o'clock. You can watch that game, in theory, just like the other ones, ksvptv.com in the Bulldog channel. You can also listen to the audio on the radio at 990 AM KSVP, or if you're in the Artesia area, 93.7 FM on the translator.
Yep. Taking on Los Alamos.
Taking on Los Alamos. Taking on the
I always messed that one up.
Oppenheimer.
Yeah. The scientists. The nerds.
Hilltoppers, right?
I'm not sure.
They're the Hilltoppers for Los Alamos. So, but anyway, we'll have all of those for you here this weekend, Friday and Saturday. And then, of course, don't forget Veterans Day parade celebration will be at 9 a.m., starting at the Chavez County Courthouse lawn with the ceremony and everything. Then the parade will kick off right after the ceremony and head north on Main to the Wool Bowl. And then we would invite everyone out to the Wool Bowl parking lot for a little post-Veterans Day celebration. They're going to have food trucks and booths and all kinds of stuff to check out. And then stick around, because then we'll roll right into the tailgate party for the Goddard big Goddard game at 1 o'clock at the Wool Bowl. So we got a busy weekend for you. So don't go this weekend, go next.
And then you guys basically started one at a town and just go business to business. Be like, I'm a veteran. What are you going to give me?
Yeah,
right. That's how it works.
I guess some do. That's not my bag.
No.
I'm not. If I show up at a place and they want it, I'm like, but I don't go seek it out.
I'm just saying, you could trust that you're going to get a steak if you go to certain places. You know?
Oh, I know. I could. I just I don't. I guess now that I'm older, I don't eat as much, so I don't like. You catch me in my late 20s, back when I was getting out of the military.
Right.
Yeah, I would have been like, all right, it's time for the Veterans Day crawl.
Let's do the crawl, right?
Free burger here, free steak here, free beer here, free whatever there. Yeah. So, no, not so much. I thank them for all doing it, but I just can't do that anymore.
I understand. Give it to another hungry veteran.
Yeah. Just you gotta eat better and do stuff. So, but so that's a busy week with all that, and I would encourage and invite all the veterans to go out to these school programs and things and support the veterans. That's my message. I always like to say, I get it. Veterans don't want the recognition. They're just like, hey, I get it. Thank you. Go about my day. And I understand. But when it comes to Veterans Day, we gotta teach the next generation why veterans are so important.
That's right.
It's part of the mantra. It's part of the deal. Put on the hats and go out there and show everyone why veterans are important.
Yep.
So it's a good thing. Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. We'll get you up to date with the weather here in just a bit. Then we're going to replay our interview we had last week with John and Crystal Noble from Roswell Seed, talking fall planting or what you should plant and shouldn't plant, and what you should be doing with your grass right now and all that good stuff. So
pansy talk.
Yes. So we'll do all that for you here in just a bit. Later on in the hour, we'll get you up to date with news of the local variety along with your Wall Street business update and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Before we do anything else, though, let's take a look at your weather. It's kind of a tale of 2 weeks. First half, upper 80s, pushing 90, and then dropping down in the 60s for the back half of the week. But here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty warm for the next few days. We get a big cool down coming up on Thursday with a cold front headed in. For now, we'll be in the upper 80s on the afternoon high. Lots of sunshine with high pressure overhead. Down to 50 and clear for the overnight hours. We'll be hitting the upper 80s again on Tuesday. Sunny and a little bit more breezy. Low 80s on Wednesday, 60 Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, 68 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 25%. Winds are calm at the moment. Warm next couple days. 89 for a high today under sunny skies. Southwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Clear tonight with an overnight low of 47 degrees. West winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Free Tuesday, sunny, 89 once again for a high tomorrow. Winds out of the northwest, 5 to 10 early, 10 to 15 later in the day. Tomorrow night, clear skies, overnight low of 53 degrees. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, sunny and 84. Southwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy with an overnight low of 48 Wednesday night. Thursday, bringing in cooler temperatures. They're saying a slight chance of rain, a 20% chance of rain in the morning Thursday, but partly cloudy. Highs only near 60 on Thursday. Clear, overnight low of 41 Thursday night, so still pretty warm overnight. 60 for a high on Friday under mostly sunny skies. Overnight low of 40. So we're not getting that cold over the evening. That's good. And for your Veterans Day on Saturday, mostly sunny and 62. Sunday, we're looking at mostly sunny and 64. So we're going to be in the 60s. But the good news is we're not dropping down to freezing or near freezing. We're still lingering in the 40s for overnight lows for the week here. So cooler, yes, for the back half. But I don't think we're going to hit the Arctic stuff that we've seen some other times. So knock on wood on that. All right, 9:16, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to play our interview we had with John and Crystal Noble from Roswell Seed. Don't go away.
Knowledge is the power to see more, do more, and be more. As one of the most affordable universities in the Southwest, Eastern New Mexico University has helped thousands of people like you earn a degree. Spring 2024 at ENMU is the perfect time to get started with affordable tuition, great scholarships, and a wide range of in-person or online classes. Learn your power. Apply today for spring 2024 at enmu.edu. Eastern New Mexico University. Student success. That's what we're
Oasis
about.
Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
Are you ready to make a real difference in your community? Introducing the New Mexico Army National Guard. Serve your community with pride and become a part-time hero. Join our dedicated team and enjoy the adventure of a lifetime. Get full-time benefits without sacrificing your current career or education. When disaster strikes and your community needs assistance, you'll be there to lend a helping hand. So don't miss out on the opportunity to receive education, adventure, and financial stability, all while serving your country. Get started by calling 1-800-GO-GUARD.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. U-Haul is the world's largest advertiser in the Yellow Pages. Too bad millennials don't know what the Yellow Pages are. Here's Mike Winters. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 19 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning from Roswell Seed, John and Crystal Noble back with us. Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Morning.
So, see, now we're talking Roswell Seed, so John takes the lead. When it's cats and dogs, Crystal's in charge. But now we're talking plants and seeds. Wow. This is my office. Of course, there's things like I'm a mental patient, too.
Gotta be able to play with cool stuff.
My maturity level stopped at 8.
Yeah. Everybody always laughs because when they come into the office, you can like look around and you see my desk.
Yeah.
I know exactly. Oh, that's John's desk. Because it's like, I got crap everywhere. And then there's a laptop.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, I got. Because he wanted to do that with he was trying to do that with grapevines.
Okay.
He wanted to make a base. I was all like, yeah, I imagine it could be done.
Yeah.
I mean, anything's possible.
Sure.
So
and it does create a natural landscape look to it, which is always preferred, I think. When we always do things to try to make our yard look beautiful, and sometimes the things that just happen naturally turns out to be the most beautiful stuff.
Yeah, we found out there's naturally, because when we moved into the new house, we just this is going to be bad.
Well, and I had the same deal when, not the house we're in now, but the one we moved before. When we first moved, we lived in for 10 years, and we had a backyard that was mostly dirt and everything. We started watering, and sure enough, we had some lattice work, and there was some vines that were there, and after watering, and next thing you know, it started crawling up the lattice work. I was like, we didn't plant that. It just was there and from before, and we just,
You'd be surprised what'll come back to life.
Yeah.
You know, especially in this area. It's kind of weird.
Although we did try to plant some honeysuckle back there, but between the dogs next door and our dog, it was really hard to keep those from not getting destroyed.
Yeah, we have a pretty decent sized honeysuckle in our backyard, and it was there prior, but it was, you know, dead, brittle, you know. But
it didn't do much this year except get some greenery, but that's it.
Yeah. So I just wanted, you know, because I remembered as a kid.
I loved him as a kid.
The honeysuckle plants. I was like, that was one of the coolest things as a kid, you know. You know, between that and dandelions, picking those just to see if you like butter or those little not dandelions, but those little yellow flowers that if your chin turned yellow, you like butter or something. We used to check or whatever. I don't remember what it was. Things you did as a kid. But honeysuckle, boy, I probably would be more interested in baseball had our local baseball field not have a honeysuckle bush at the fence line.
Yeah.
So I'd literally be stuck in the outfield. I'd be eating honeysuckles. I'm supposed to be playing baseball.
That's what we used to do. Pop them and then suck it out. And we get yelled at because, you know, we leave all the
to create a dam and saved his land and the neighbors because of that. And it was literally redneck ingenuity of him just you know, driving old pickups into dam up the water to create a dam and a temporary dam, and it worked. It saved from the flooding or hurricane or whatever was going on at the time. But
oh my gosh,
it was some video. But anyway, we should probably shift gears and talk Roswell Seed here. If you want to learn how to dam up a river or tractor pull, then we got
you covered.
There's a YouTube video. Roswell Seed, they can help you do that.
Yeah, we can help you do that. Yeah, we could design you a tractor.
That's right.
You know. Might not run, but we'll design it for you.
That's right. It'll look good for a minute. But of course, this is kind of we officially. I think yesterday was our first freeze of the fall.
Yeah.
Last night here, and we'll probably have another day or two of this here. So, what does that mean in the Roswell seed world?
Most of all your outside vegetables are bye. They're pretty much going to be done now.
If you couldn't bring your plants in, then should be okay there.
Yeah.
Okay. See you next season.
Yep, basically.
Mulch it back in and get that fertilizer, get that soil good, and get ready for the next season.
Get ready to go. Yeah.
Make sure to pull all the fruit off of the tomato plants before you mulch it in because they will seed and restart.
So if you just unless you want crazy tomato plants showing up in random places in your garden, which hey. If that's the only way you can get the tomatoes to grow, then I guess so be it. But a little more organization might be helpful.
We actually had this guy came in and he took a picture. He went to visit his in-laws or something. I don't know what it was. But the lady that lives like across the street, her fence line was just all tomato plants.
Oh, wow.
Various stages. I mean, she just, she would let them fall and seed itself and then come back up. And that was her hedge. Basically, and he was all like, and he was all like, all the neighbor kids just go over and pull tomatoes and eat them.
I bet they're tasty tomatoes,
you know,
too.
And she just kind of just let it go and didn't worry about it. And I was all like, well, that's
sometimes God will do what we can't.
Yeah, basically, you know, because he wanted to do that with he was trying to do that with grapevines.
Okay,
he wanted to make basically like a border on his fence with grapevines. I was all like, I imagine it could be done. I mean, you know. Anything's possible.
Sure.
You know, so.
And it does create a natural landscape look to it, which is always preferred, I think. When we always do things to try to make our yard look beautiful, and sometimes the things that just happen naturally turns out to be the most beautiful stuff.
Yeah, we found out there's naturally, because when we moved into the new house, we just watered. So bindweed came up and would crawl up all along the fences and had pretty little purple flowers, and I was like, ugh. This is going to be bad.
Well, and you know, I had the same deal when, not the house we're in now, but the one we moved before. When we first moved, we lived in for 10 years, and we had a backyard that was mostly dirt and everything. We started watering, and sure enough, we had some lattice work, and there was some vines that were there, and after watering, and next thing you know, it started crawling up the lattice work. I was like, we didn't plant that. It just was there and from before, and we just, you know.
You'd be surprised what'll come back to life.
Yeah.
You know, especially in this area. It's kind of weird.
Although we did try to plant some honeysuckle back there, but between the dogs next door and our dog, it was really hard to keep those from not getting destroyed.
Yeah, we have a pretty decent sized honeysuckle in our backyard, and it was there prior, but it was, you know, dead, brittle, you know. But
it didn't do much this year except get some greenery, but that's it.
Yeah. So I just wanted, you know, because I was I remembered as a
I
kid.
loved them as a
The
kid.
honeysuckle plants. I was like, that was one of the coolest things as a kid. Between that and dandelions, picking those just to see if you like butter or those little not dandelions, but those little little yellow flowers that if your chin turned yellow, you like butter or something. We used to check or whatever. I don't remember what it was. Things you did as a kid. But honeysuckle, boy, I probably would be more interested in baseball had our local baseball field not have a honeysuckle bush at the fence line.
Yeah.
So I'd literally be stuck in the outfield. I'd be eating honeysuckles. I'm supposed to be playing baseball.
That's what we used to do. Pop them and then suck it out. And we get yelled at because, we leave all the evidence behind.
Exactly. It's like, well, that's what they're for, right?
Were you guys into that? And we're all like,
oh, yeah.
You're just bouncing off the walls because of the sugar and stuff.
And then you got so excited if you pulled the stem out thing and you got a visible glob of juice there or whatever. That was like, oh my gosh, this is like a jackpot right here. That was a big one.
And that's why hummingbirds' hearts are like, zzz.
Yeah, good stuff. But that being said, with the first freezes now, your outdoor crops and stuff, if you didn't bring what you could bring in, it's time to prepare it for the winter, put it to bed for the winter to get it ready for spring.
Done. Yeah, it's done.
Good deal.
So this is the time now where if you want to reseed your fescue yard, do it, and also pre-emerge. This is time for pre-emerge to go down.
Okay.
If you like your yard and it looks good and you don't plan on reseeding it, start pre-emerge now. Then you do it every 120 days.
Okay.
So this is kind of the start of the maintenance process. I know there was people, I want to do, you got to wait till the end of October.
Well, it also depends on the type of grass you have, too.
Yeah.
Like if you got your Bermudas and things like that, they'll start browning out here now and all that.
But going away.
But you still want to continue to water through the off season, maybe not as much.
Yeah, cut it way, way, way back.
Yeah.
Maybe once a week right now. If it stays like this, once a week.
What about some of the other grasses? Is there a little more maintenance you need to do on those during this time of year? Is it pretty much still same, just fertilize,
Pretty
watering
much.
sporadically?
You should have probably already fertilized if you have fescue.
Okay.
Bermuda's going to be going dormant, so you don't have to worry about that. You should have fertilized the Bermuda when we told you last month before it goes into dormancy.
Yeah, you still want it warm, but when you do that grass.
It has to be green in order for it to take it. But other than that, you're just going to do some light waterings every now and then, and that's going to be about it.
Well, like healthy Bermuda, if I remember right, it still will be full. It's just brown instead of green generally, right?
It just goes brown.
Like if you've got it, but so if you've got the patchy areas and all that, good news is with Bermuda, that's a hardy grass. So
and it moves.
if you do your off-season work, it should fill in real nicely when the spring comes around or when it gets warmer.
Yeah.
That usually starts greening up about May or so. It's usually a little later in the spring.
Yeah,
because it needs to be warm.
May, June is when it starts going
It needs to be warm to heat up.
Yeah.
That's why it works so well here and not so much in other places of the country.
Right. Yeah. Here in Arizona, not the only two places I know.
Actually, I knew my grandmother and grandparents, they lived in upstate New York, Binghamton, New York. And not them, but a house 4 doors down had Bermuda grass. And here's the thing. They took meticulous care of it. And so in the summer, it looked amazing. But in the winter, it still looked amazing. It was just brown.
Really?
It was like they maintained it. So it was full, lush. Like it wasn't dead dirt, but it was just the brown. It just went from green to brown. But it obviously didn't have to mow it as much. But that Bermuda grass was the most perfect Bermuda grass I've ever seen. And it was in upstate New York. But that person was, I think, some kind of gardener extraordinaire.
Yeah,
they had
landscaping.
Yeah, this person knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, when they cut grass, they cut in the pattern so that their mow marks were always this diagonal, the same every time, perfect.
Yeah, I've seen people do that.
I'm like, you're lucky mine's cut.
Yeah,
let alone in a pattern.
I'm the guy that I'm supposed to pull the weed eater out and trim, but it's like, I bet you I can lean the lawnmower up a little bit and just catch that one weed,
I feel this guy used to work for Yankee Stadium or something.
Something like that, yeah. Maybe. Somewhere cool. Yeah.
He knew his grass.
Here I am with my lawnmower kind of on the sidewalk on the grass trying to cut it, see if I could get the stuff that is growing over, into the sidewalk instead of pulling the weed eater out and doing it. If I lean it like this, it'll be just fine.
Hey, that's guys.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I remember as a kid, because I lived in Maryland, in southern Maryland, and that's a very swampy area. And so they filled in a lot of dirt, but the neighborhood I grew up in had drainage ditches, like the front, like around every street and everything. Was this culvert ditch, and so every yard had the culvert ditch in it on the front, and it was keeping from flooding and everything.
Right.
And but when it came to cut grass time, you couldn't really get down in those ditches with the lawnmower, depending on your yard and how deep it was.
Right.
But there were certain spots where I really should have gone in with the weed eater, but I tried to drive that lawnmower down in there, the push mower, and end up hitting a culvert or a rock or something that you jack it up. And then I'm a little kid, and I'm like, I got it down the ditch, but I can't push it back up the ditch because I was too small.
Yeah.
And so
that's when you start engineering it in your head. If I go lengthwise.
Yeah. But had I been a girl, I probably would have done it the right way the first time instead of me just the motor's going.
Yeah,
it's
good to
just
go.
a little foot patch of grass here. Let me knock it out real quick.
I've done that before, and actually ran the lawnmower it didn't run out of gas, but it was at such a tilt that all the gas went and it died. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
I don't work upside down.
Pull it back up, pull it, fires up. It's like, all right, cool. Run for a second. All right, great. Going, not thinking that, okay.
You're flooding the thing.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's like, I got this. And instead of just doing it the right way. Well,
you ever cut grass inverted?
Yeah, basically.
I saw a reel not so long ago. This gentleman's front yard was up and then it sloped down.
Mm-hmm.
And so he got 9 lawnmower handles.
I saw that clip.
And then he pushed it down and then pulled it up. And then because instead of walking all the way down it, he was just standing at the top of the hill mowing his yard.
It was pretty ingenious.
Yeah.
It was more of that redneck ingenuity we were talking about at the beginning of the broadcast here. But
by the way, that was Bermuda grass.
Was it that grass?
Yeah.
I remember watching that clip because I was thinking, because to me it made the lawnmower look like a funny car with the big wheelie bar.
Really? I didn't see that one.
And so he literally had a normal sized push lawnmower with a handle that was about 12 feet long, and he used it to go down the ditch and up the ditch. It was really pretty handy. I remember seeing the clip you're talking about.
The coolest one that I seen was the guy that he took a staked it in the center of his yard.
And it did the
in
circle?
The circle, yeah. That cut his lawn.
That's some science. You know how many hours of trial and error he probably had to do before he got that perfect video?
Oh, man, yeah, really.
Yeah.
It was probably his kid's high school project.
Science project or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you make a
it's a good reason to have kids.
Mower
Yeah.
go without a human?
Yeah.
How to make a mower mow without a human?
I think he had a football game at 1 o'clock that he didn't want to miss.
No kidding. That would be me. Yeah.
That is me too. I'm like, there's football on. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, time to that grass will still be there when the game's over.
That's right. That's the way I look at it.
But that being said, trying to bring this back into Roswell seed side of things. So as far as planting any of that stuff right now, is there a good time to plant anything?
Yeah, we
right
do
now?
have fall bulbs that you'll plant now.
Okay.
Amaryllis and penny is what Dad said before we left.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Christmas bulbs.
Oh, okay. Now, are those to plant outdoors or indoor planting?
Those are indoor planting,
Indoor.
if I'm not mistaken. But
Gotcha.
you plant them now, so they'll come up. The other outdoor planting is going to be like tulips and stuff like that.
Okay.
You're going to plant them now; they'll come up in spring.
But you want them in pots and stuff, not in your garden out in the backyard.
Those two, yeah.
Okay.
The other ones they just go in the ground.
Gotcha. And they'll kind of you plant them and let them incubate over the winter here, and then in the spring you should start seeing some life come out of those.
Right.
So.
And we have, I think he said we have a little bit of garlic left.
Very little bit of
Very
garlic.
little bit of
so
garlic.
if you're wanting your garlic, you need to come and get it.
Okay.
Yeah, that has to go on the ground real quick now.
Gotcha. But yeah, if you and that's probably a good if you're starting your own garden and things. Garlic's a good thing to do first time, is because it's universal. You can literally put garlic in almost anything, and so you're going to find a lot of uses for it. But like I said, it's a good way to learn the tips on.
If you want lettuces and stuff, there are lettuce seeds.
Okay.
If you don't want to start something from a seed, if you buy a head of romaine or leafy lettuce, and you cut it, leave the head, and you submerge the head with toothpicks in water so it's floating until it roots.
Okay.
And then put it in soil, and then it'll continue to grow, and then you could cut your leaf lettuce, spinach, same thing.
Nice.
And then it'll just continue to regrow.
Nice. That'd be great for spinach because you can get so many. Because if you're going to do lettuce and spinach, both have no taste. Spinach at least has a nutritional value. You know what I mean? Where lettuce is pretty much empty everything. Not saying it's bad, but
iceberg lettuce has no nutrition, but romaine, leaf, kale lettuce.
ones that look more like leaves.
Swiss chard.
Yeah, ones that look more like a leaf generally are better for you, right? You know, and that's why spinach. I mean, it looks like a leaf. But.
What are you looking at me for like that?
I have been making you a Swiss chard salad for like the last 3
You've been eating
months.
spinach for a month and didn't even know it.
And you see like how much stuff I glop on it? Glop. It's like when you feed me broccoli and I use like 3 pounds of cheese, melt it, throw it on.
But I've been kind of last couple of years been more heavy spinach and less lettuce. I'm like,
I love
like if
baby
I go to
spinach.
a sandwich place, I'm like, yeah, give me spinach, don't give me lettuce.
Yeah.
And at least I feel like I'm getting something healthy in there while I'm 8 pounds of mayonnaise and everything else on that thing.
That's like me. Yeah.
And he's like extra mayonnaise, and I'm like,
It's like he's out me on everything.
Yeah, I know. She's
But,
got like a book on me. Swear.
But to me, that seems like the great stuff to grow because
and it's easy. You can grow those in like literally like water.
and you use it
tubs.
for everything. You know, lettuce, spinach. Salads to sandwiches to other dishes. You know, that's pasta. I mean, how many? That's like a thing now. They put a lot of spinach in pasta dishes and other things too. So it's pretty universal. Garlic, spinach, any of those are ones because tomatoes are popular, but none of us in my house like tomatoes. So it's stupid for us to grow tomatoes because my wife doesn't like tomatoes. I don't like tomatoes. So we're weird like that.
I took you as a different person.
And here's the weird part. I like them cooked. Like if you give me chili, you give me spaghetti sauce, salsa, any of that, I'm good. But you cut up a tomato and put it on a sandwich or raw tomato, just eat it like an apple. Like my dad loved that. Me, no. I'm grossed out by that.
Really?
So, yeah.
Also grossed out by what did I learn last week or 2 weeks ago?
Cinnamon buns?
No. Oh, man, I can't remember. He said something, and I was like, what the?
Yeah. Like, I can't go into a mall and walk past, like, a TJ Cinnamons or a Cinnabon. That smell grosses me out. It's too sickening.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's too sickening for me.
That's kind of crazy.
That's that icing smell.
Oh.
It makes me nauseous.
But the man can eat, like, a entire squeeze bottle of Hershey syrup.
That I could do.
He's a chocoholic.
Oh. Yeah, that I can do.
Oh, he doesn't eat vegetables or salads.
No. I don't like fruit.
Fruit.
I love
That's
vegetables.
What it is.
I eat vegetables. I don't like fruit.
Yeah.
Like I'll eat 6 fruits. I'll eat watermelon, pineapple, oranges on occasion, and well, that's about it.
Do you eat cantaloupe?
I like honeydew. Do not like cantaloupe.
People from the ocean are weird.
I'm very odd on that way. There's not many like me. Like I don't. But I'm weird. Like I'll eat a apple pie. I hate apples.
I love apples and I hate apple pie. I don't like.
I'm the opposite. You give me an apple pie, I'll eat it. And to be honest, I don't like applesauce except for Flying J's applesauce for some reason. But no one else I messes with. Pears, bananas, all that grosses me out. Grapes, gross.
You guys are not from this planet. I swear.
I don't like any of that stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you on the pears. I don't like pears either.
Yeah, I don't like any of that. Plums.
I'm not really a big pears fan, but yeah, vegetables and
now veggies. I'll eat almost all veggies. I'll eat and like.
I'm not.
There's not one I want. There's not many I won't mess with.
I mean, if it was up to me, well, because I was raised in Central California. I mean, we had everything.
Yeah, I'm like,
I'll
even eat like Brussels sprouts and stuff like those.
Oh.
I like that. I'm good with that.
My mom cooked Brussels sprouts just like one time, and those just turned into projectiles.
Yeah. Now, in all fairness, I don't crave them and I won't request them. But if someone said I cooked you Brussels sprouts, I'm like, all right, I'll eat them. No big deal.
Oh.
I would rather eat a pear.
Matter of fact, my sister-in-law's mother-in-law.
It's a good lineage.
So my sister-in-law's husband's mother. We had Thanksgiving one years ago, and she cooked these in the oven, these Brussels sprouts with some kind of balsamic deal and butter, and just baked it in the oven. And oh man, I was not only liking it, I was wanting more of it. I was like, I want a second of the Brussels sprouts, please. It was that good.
Ugh.
And
you can't even. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, we have people that come in. Oh, you have to try this recipe. No,
Yeah.
I don't.
And,
you know,
and I love peppers, but I'm not a green pepper fan that much. Like I'll eat green chili, but and red and yellow peppers don't bother me so much. But green peppers, there's a certain taste that I just not a fan of.
I will cut the top of them. I will de-seed them, and I will just eat them like an apple.
Now, I will eat them in, like if it's on a pizza or something, I'm not going to pick it. I'll eat it if that's what there is, but I will never put that on there myself. I would never put green pepper. Like I'm a big cheesesteak fan, but when you throw a bunch of green peppers in, I'm like, you ruined it. You're messing up perfection.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Little onion, little mushroom, I'm good with that, but the green peppers, even a couple yellow or red, all right, one or two.
She puts green peppers on everything.
Yeah, I'm not a green pepper.
Gosh. Like my colon didn't like me for like a month.
It's because I was cooking green chili and red chili, not bell peppers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still.
And I like all that. Although, and I'll eat jalapenos, but of those peppers, jalapeno taste is my least favorite of the peppers.
Jalapeno poppers is my favorite thing to make, but then I brought him to a new life.
Yeah.
And made him green chili poppers.
See, that to me sounds way better.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it's got like 3 pounds of bacon wrapped around it because
Right.
you have to make it fit.
Well, and
so.
a lot of times when we make poppers, we found a recipe years ago that's kind of our simple go-to. And so we'll get the jalapenos, and then we'll get pineapple cream cheese. And if we don't have, then we'll make cream cheese and throw some pineapple in it. And then we'll get the little baby popcorn shrimp, not fried, but just the little baby shrimps, and then put it in there, wrap it in bacon, and then bake it. And it's really good with the pineapple cream cheese, the bacon, and the little baby shrimps.
You guys suck.
You're
I'm starting
supposed
to
to
get
put
hungry.
bacon in your cream cheese, not shrimp.
No, it's got shrimp, and then we wrap it in bacon.
Yeah,
it is delicious with the pineapple cream cheese, and it works better with pineapple cream cheese.
If it swims, it does not get eaten. It is a friend. Fish are not food; they're friends.
Yeah, not my world.
Okay, Dory.
Not my world.
Yeah.
Fish are
Let's keep
delicious.
swimming.
No.
No.
I'll eat fish. A matter of fact, I'll prefer seafood over any other type of meat. I love beef, but if you say crab or beef, I'm taking crab anytime.
But you were raised around that. I
I
was
was.
raised in the desert,
That,
so
that was how I was born into this world. I was
our
born in
crabs
the
are
world eating
crawdads
seafood.
from Lake Van.
I was at 4 years old. They handed me a crab, showed me one time how to pick it, and said, "You're on your own
You're on
after
your
that."
own after
And,
that.
Yep, that's my life. And I'm kind of born with a crab in my mouth.
Time to go to Maine.
And I'm that guy that when you go to McDonald's, people get quarter pounders and Big Macs. I'm like, nope, filet of fish, please. I love that thing.
It's not even fish. You know that, right?
I don't care.
You don't care. It just has,
Is there enough
It's got 8
tartar
pounds of
sauce on it?
tartar sauce, and I'll go double filet, double up the fake meat. Oh, I love it. It's just it hits the spot. But anyway,
Now I'm hungry.
right?
It's okay. We'll go get coffee and breakfast.
Get filet of
That's not
fish.
hunger. Coffee is not hunger.
I said we'll get coffee
And breakfast.
Oh, and I get breakfast too.
There you go.
Oh, I was a good boy.
Score.
I was trying to
Yeah.
leave and go get it earlier, but you wouldn't come up off the keys and let me drive. So
No.
You don't have to go back to the office after this, or you get breakfast first, then you get.
No, I got to kind of go back just for. I'm taking some time off since she had her surgery, so I'm,
Oh, good. So you get to.
I'm being adult sitted,
Oh, nice.
so I don't do nothing stupid.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah, actually, it has been.
Well,
a pretty good
patients
call,
are
'cause-
patients. All patients. I don't care who the person is. At some point, you're done with being a patient, and you want to do things, and it's too early to do those things, and so you need someone to say, "Not yet, dummy. Wait till you heal up here."
Yeah.
I am drive and get coffee.
I am the grounding rod.
Good God.
Yes. And the worst part about it is that she agreed to listen to me
For a couple of days.
couple of days.
And
which-
about to say, the more bullheaded, for lack of a better term, the harder it is. And I know enough to know about Crystal that she's set in her ways.
Oh, yeah, she is.
One thing's one way. That's how it's going to be.
Yeah.
And come hell or high water, you're not telling her any different.
Well, and that's just
Because
it.
I'm the same way.
Yeah. And she does this whole put her foot down type. Go for it. Put your foot down, jump up and down, scream, holler. I don't care. Do you want to know why? Why? Because I'm a Marine and I can be way more bullheaded than you can.
Yeah.
And I can play little tricks and I can do little evil things and
That's the thing you don't realize. People in the military, even if you only did one enlistment, you have expert level of just messing around with people skills. And just that whole, like...
Trickery.
Well, it doesn't matter what branch. Marines, Army, Air Force, it don't matter. Navy, they all are the same that way. It's I don't know if it's something in the training or something in the work in which you do in the military that just causes it to happen. But to be in the military, you have to have smart aleck level 7 to even survive.
Oh, yeah. And that's what I did to her earlier, because she was, I was telling her, you got to listen. You're going to be listening to me. And she was getting more and more mad. And I was all like, all right, I already got her. Yeah. So I'm just going to egg it. And then finally she was all like, fine, I agree. And it's like, you agree. I agree. You agree. I agree. You got to say it 3 times. I agree. I was like, okay. And then the other night she was like, I was like, whoa. You agree.
You should have recorded it.
And then, oh no. Yeah.
There's no proof of it. It was in the hospital.
Yeah.
And I was on Dilaudid and tore it all. So I was drugged.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I was drugged.
It's on the hospital security table.
No, they don't have audio.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No. Anywho. Just so everybody stands corrected, a couple means 2. 1, 2. We are a couple. You and Kim are a couple.
Yes. Not in men's terms. Couple of days can mean 2 to 5 to 7. That's a couple.
In those terms, he's right. A couple could in yes.
See,
when somebody says a couple of days, that literally means 2 days.
But to be honest, if it goes past 3, you should change your vocabulary to a few.
Yeah. Thank you.
But
so it's been past 3.
No, it hasn't.
Yes, it has.
No, because this is a leap year.
But with a couple, you get up to 3 days.
So,
After the 3rd day, you need to change
Thursday,
your vocabulary
Friday,
to a few
Saturday.
days.
I am past my couple of days.
When? What?
Today's Monday. Thursday,
Yeah,
Friday, Saturday.
No, weekends don't count. It's only during work weekdays.
Well, when do you go back to the doctor to see how you're doing? How much time between now and then?
I have a 2-week follow-up and then a 6-week follow-up.
So in this term, the couple days, the hardcore stuff's now, but in a couple days you can do more. But you're still in the window of your... Until you go back to the doctor and the doctor says you're on full...
Do you know what the doctor said? She's like, if you wanted to go back to work the next day, you could. She goes, you know your body. She goes, I can't tell you what to do and what not to do, but I can only tell you don't lift over 10 pounds.
There you go.
And I was like, huh.
There you go. Now, here's the thing. Can you go to work and not lift 10 pounds?
Oh, hell no.
Well, then you shouldn't go to work.
Exactly. That's why I'm not at work. And ironically, we went to the store like 2 days after. And we were getting chocolate milk for my sister. And he's like, oh, don't forget the chocolate milk. And I was like, okay. So they said a gallon of milk weighs roughly 10 pounds, so nothing over a gallon of milk. When you haven't done nothing for 4 days and you pick up a gallon of milk, I was like, good God.
You're getting 2 half gallons.
I was like, ugh. I was like, that was way more than I expected.
Yeah, you don't realize your body does react differently to this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you have a surgery and you feel good, and then you get up and you're like, ooh, what happened? I don't feel weird.
And she gets mad at me because
our body...
I'm fine. I'm trying to explain to her, okay, I'm stupider than you are. I've been injured way more times than you ever thought about being.
It's the stubborn side of it, because I have the same gene in me, and I feel the same way and the same thing, and I have to learn it the hard way. I have to bust my butt, and someone said, yeah, I shouldn't have done that for me to do. And unfortunately, your wife is the exact same.
Oh, yeah. And it's so much fun because it's, it's like war. Here we go. Lace them up. It's time. And it's,
in our head, we are invincible. Yeah. In our head, we got this.
Yeah.
And it's a hard lesson to learn that we don't got it sometimes.
And she has lost miserably for the past couple of days. It's been glorious. And I just smile and wave.
But I feel her pain. I know exactly how she feels.
I did ask you to grab something out of the cabinet that I couldn't reach.
Oh, I know. But when I was cooking dinner, I started cooking dinner. You thought the world had stopped.
Well,
like literally just stopped because she was so.
Well, that's
you didn't season this enough.
We're guys, and our wives do not think we can handle things like this. So when we say we can, we're going to be micromanaged.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because they don't trust us to do the task.
But
properly.
then the military training kicks in,
and they ain't wrong, to be honest. I mean, there's a 50-50 shot we're gonna botch this.
And and then she's sitting there just mad. and you didn't put enough seasoning. So I just grabbed the seasoning and I just barely sprinkle it. And I'm looking at her, because that's the military training. It's like, and she's just, you could just see it, just fuming.
Yeah.
I mean, I almost got the vein across the forehead to come out. I was shooting for that.
And
but
that's
it
the
didn't
other
work.
thing, too, is military people are like, look, I got this, too.
Yeah.
Just shut up and let me color here.
Yeah.
Let me do my thing,
More or
I
less.
promise. But she's like, I know you better than that.
Yeah.
And you're going to botch this somewhere.
Oh, yeah. And I just sat there and
My wife does the same
I
thing.
pushed it to the limit every chance that I could because she couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
She just have to sit there. She's like, it's not going to come out. It's not going to taste right. It's going to taste fine. Who cares? Don't worry.
As you said, you're a man. You like food. It will always taste good. You would eat poop on a freaking cracker if it was seasoned just right. It's all in the damn seasonings. If you don't season it right, it's not going to taste right. In this little...
Yeah, no, I had put it in, and you're sitting there acting like a flight attendant on crack. I can't believe you're doing that. So then I'm just sitting there screwing with you.
This
Duh.
is fun.
If
That's
you
the
would have
whole point of
moved
it after
out
that.
of the way and just let me
This
season...
is like going home sometimes. I mean,
Yeah.
I've had this discussion.
Yeah, it's like, you're going to get mad over this? Oh, I'm going to let you get real mad. Hold on a second.
Although, when it comes to seasoning, I'm more like your wife. Like, I'm like, no, food has to taste good, and you have to put seasoning in it. My wife tends to go bland with stuff, and I'm like, look, you're not cooking for a restaurant. You're cooking for your house.
Yeah.
You're supposed to put seasoning in this stuff.
It's supposed to taste good. I'm
Yeah.
supposed to taste the garlic. I'm supposed to taste the onion in the meat. And I'm supposed to taste the salt and pepper. Not just meat.
Did you taste the garlic? Did you taste the salt and pepper?
No.
You did too. Hush.
No.
Well, then that was your fault.
See,
Because
that's
you were
the other
sitting there
part of
telling me,
marriage.
that's not enough. You got to put more.
No one's
That's
going to be
not enough,
honest
you
with
gotta
each other about those
Yeah,
things. Yeah,
exactly.
I get that,
She
too.
tasted all of it. It was perfectly fine.
Well, we learned a lot today.
Yeah, we did.
If you want
just all the
amaryllis
time.
bulbs, or penne, I don't know how.
Penne. Yeah.
Flower bulbs, they have come in, and they are the winter flowers.
They don't produce penne pasta, do they?
I don't think so.
Okay, good. Just
That'd
checking.
be
I didn't think
cool
so
if that would
either.
happen.
But if it's like, what? They got a pasta flour now?
Yeah. We'd have an argument about that too.
They do have pasta flour. You
Yeah.
buy it at Walmart, Target. No kidding.
Yeah.
I'm going to grow some spaghetti this weekend.
Awesome.
Give Bill Gates enough time, and he'll have it grown
That's
for
right,
you.
spaghetti trees. But
He's gonna have the
noodle trees.
Yeah.
Cloudy with the chance of meatballs. He's gonna have your spaghetti coming out of a machine
There you
real
go.
quick.
Although if you have a meatball tree orchard, I'm totally investing
Yeah.
in that one.
There's going to be some trespassing orders
Right.
against me. Yeah.
Right.
meatball
Guy stealing meatballs again.
Yeah.
These are the unsauced trees. These are the sauce trees.
Oh, that'd be great.
They don't have that at Roswell Seed yet.
No,
but maybe
not
in
yet.
the
No.
future.
Not yet. Give us
Maybe.
a little bit of time. We'll figure something out.
Maybe we'll get the scientists in the back. Hey, Redneck Science, we'll work on that one.
Yeah.
So we'll see what we could do there. But seriously, and all the joking aside, if you need help with anything, advice, if you're like, when's the time to plant this? Is it now or should I wait in the spring? Please come by Roswell Seed. This is what they do every day, all day, and there's 100+ years of experience over time on what works and what doesn't work in our region. Whether you live in the north end of town, the south end of town, or in Lake Arthur, there's people at Roswell Seed that know exactly what to do for your soil in your area if you're trying to grow grass or plant a garden or grow trees, or why the trees aren't growing, or why certain trees working and why certain trees aren't, or why certain types of grass are working. That let them go into the science of your soil and tell you exactly why it's doing that.
And there's no dumb questions. I had a lady. This is probably a dumb question. No, it is not. Trust me, you're fine. Just ask. Don't think that. Oh, I'm not going to ask that. That's a stupid question. I'll
Right.
Google it. Google is great, but Google is not Chavez County.
Google will
Sorry,
give you an idea.
Yeah.
Then you need to take your idea and come talk to the people that actually put their hands in the dirt every day, and they say, that's a good Google answer.
Yeah.
This is the real answer. So that's sure. If you're looking for generalized things about what grows in New Mexico, Google will help you. If you want to know what's growing in the north end of Roswell, New Mexico, talk to Roswell
us.
Seed.
Yeah. We'll let you know.
Yes, exactly. Good deal.
Yeah.
Did we get it all?
I think so.
I think so.
Good deal. Well, we'll see you guys
There
next
was
time.
nothing particular today.
Nothing, just general. But bring your plants. If you didn't already, bring those
them in.
in.
Yeah.
And if you didn't, those gardens, pull your fruit and then mulch that back end so we can get it ready for the spring.
That's right.
Good deal.
Everything's good.
And always come by Roswell Seed here on North Main.
That's
Look
right.
for the big green sign says Roswell Seed. Can't miss it there.
Yeah, I can't miss it.
Green
With
and
the
yellow
pigeons.
writing there. Yes.
We're battling pigeons.
I think you and a lot of people.
Yeah.
So if you got a building with a roof in Roswell that's flat, there's probably pigeons.
Yeah, there's pigeons.
Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Get feeling better. Good. Good
I
to see you're on the mend. We look forward to seeing you next time when you're skipping around and.
I will be in on Thursday.
Yeah, you won't be skipping then.
Am I coming in with you?
You can.
I'm kind of like your handler now.
You are her.
Yeah.
I'm released to work on Wednesday. Nope.
Whatever. She's like back to work for you, sir.
You can come if you would like to.
All right, it is 10 o'clock. Let's take a quick break before.
Of its internet empire.
Between Boston and Washington. Google is trying to protect the lucrative piece of its internet empire. At the same time, it's still entangled in the biggest U.S. antitrust trial in a quarter of a century. The latest threat is unfolding in a San Francisco federal court, where a 10-person jury is deciding whether Google's digital payment processing system in the Play Store that distributes apps for phones running on its Android software has been illegally driving up prices for consumers and developers. With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Jeremy House.
It takes a long time to develop trust. At LaGrone Funeral Chapel, they've been earning your trust for decades. They understand how important it is to friends and family to celebrate a life in the way you choose. The professionals at LaGrone will ease your stress and anxieties. They'll provide the guidance you need to select a service that's appropriate. And that's what they've been doing for generations, earning your trust and doing the right thing. LaGrone Funeral Chapel and Crematory, 900 South Main in Roswell. Online at lagronefuneralchapels.com.
On air and online, this is Roswell's home for talk radio, KEND Roswell.
And that's going to do it for us. If you missed any part of the show, go back and check it out at your leisure, ksvptv.com. Have an amazing day. Thanks for allowing us to be a part. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. Israeli troops are surrounding Gaza City.